Alright guys, and welcome back to Dope Check, episode number 55. We are back with Trey and Don, and we've got a big weekend of COD matches to cover. Lots of action this weekend in terms of getting through to the World Championship. That's a big talking point. Kenny's first weekend's back with a new team in the Minnesota RØKKR. Falcons, their first weekend with Pred in the team. OpTic, they might be back, a 2-0 weekend for them. Thieves, FaZe, loads of other storylines. We have some topics to cover today for you all. The Toronto forfeits, that was causing all sorts of drama through the weekend as well. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, joining us live on YouTube and after the fact on Spotify, all the other platforms. Drop a like. We appreciate all of you. Thanks to PrizePicks for supporting the show as well. If you want to use code BREAKINGPOINT to get involved over there, all of the details will be in the description box below. Gentlemen, it is good to be back. Don, it's good to have you back. You're looking excited for the day.
Good. I'm glad to be here. You know, I'm in a good mood. A little sleepy, but I think my energy is going to pick up throughout the show. So, want to have a good show? Let's do it.
Hell yeah. What's good, Trey?
We're so back. We're so back. We got Kenny back in the league. He's showing people he's not some kind of just bum. You know, a lot of talk about in that aspect. You know, a lot of opinions that are circling the internet right now, basically saying, you know, he done it on purpose to get out of his contract. Like, motherfucker, it wasn't being held ransom. But, yeah, nah. This show is going to be a really good one. A lot of drama happened. A lot of good matches. And Falcons got their first outpoint win, so
Brilliant. The story of the weekend. Okay, gentlemen, let's begin. A couple of little intro topics. I wanted to start with this snaking drama that's been going down a little bit, because as the season's gone on, I'm not saying everyone is snaking every single heady every week, but you're starting to see a little bit, you know, there's some more pumps getting thrown in there. Week after week, you start to see some stuff. This weekend, there was one where Dashy against Geo, you know, I might have to find it real quick. But Dashy was talking about it on stream, and he was saying that himself, Draz, Cell, Skies, Ghosty, and then Geo are like the premier snakers in the league right now. And we're starting to see it creep back in. I'm not sure there's anything we can really do about it, but, you know, it's becoming a topic of conversation again, isn't it, Don? Obviously, when you were in the league, it was pretty egregious in MW2.
I was one of them. I was one of the top tier ones.
Yeah.
My personal take is that, like, bro, when it comes down to it at champs and when people are playing for this amount of money, you're gonna snake. Like, people are so good at COD, and like these teams are so good nowadays, and like even when people aren't good, when you're playing COD, you get put in situations like a lot of the times where you have to kind of like snake, or you're just gonna guarantee die. So it's like, do I want to guarantee die here, or do I just want to snake this guy? This guy's not like, he's on the other team, like. And it happens so much naturally that like you can kind of get away with the ones that like are like, damn, this guy just snaked the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like players can try to police it. They can do the best they can, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, when money's on the line and championships on the line, no one's gonna be like, oh, Cellium snaked Dashy for the win at champs. That's why they won. No, they're gonna be like, Cellium won champs. He's the best. Like, so. I just think they're just like wasting their time. They might as well just snake. The scrims thing, people don't even care when they lose scrims. They're like, they get a day off. They get a day off of practice. They don't even got to play that day. They're like, please GA me from scrims for a day. Like, so,
players ain't built how they used to be. But yeah, this was that clip. So this is from Geo's perspective. Dashy just hits him with a mean one. It looked kind of insane from that angle. From Dashy's angle, it was, I mean, this is kind of what they're doing nowadays. So you go prone, you then stand up, but then you crouch, and then you kind of shift over and then chal him, and Gio didn't even see the guy. So yeah, it is what it is, Trey. But obviously, I'm talking to the right people here to have a snaking discussion.
I mean, you are, because I got a trophy back there from snaking. You know, that is MVP Trey back then. We had the Americans coming up to me being like, yo, you guys not snaking this tournament? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Next thing you know, I'm fucking bobbing up and down. You know, I do understand why the players want to police it, but like Don said, bro, like, you know, yeah, you can go, oh yeah, we're about policing it, whatnot, but 5-5 at champs, you know, you're snaking. What's the person going to say? What's he going to complain? Who's he going to complain to? The GA chat? Your year's done for, buddy. You're out of champs. Just go You might as well just go. If you ain't snaking at champs, you don't particularly want it, in my opinion. And I'm not gonna lie, it's the same way we talk about the G8 subs and everything like that. It's just getting boring throughout the year. It's every single goddamn time something happens, the event goes on or something like that. Someone does one snake and it throws everyone in uproar. And I'm not gonna lie, Dashy's the main guy for it right now. We had him like a month ago doing it, whatever like that. In my opinion, that just looked really clean. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we're talking about the pumps and stuff like that, which I hate talking about, it just looked really clean from Dashy. But I'm a guy that's all for the snaking, man. I think it just makes things like funnier to watch. I do believe, you know, he's just, you can't kill an unkillable guy. Like Maven screaming in the background that someone's got to kill him. I'm all for it, man. I don't really care anymore.
From a viewer perspective, I don't necessarily agree. I think the game is more enjoyable to watch now than it used to be. I do remember the days though on like Hotel where you'd have, you know, the whole New York team or your whole team on, just bobbing and weaving on those couches. It was pretty outrageous, but also it's part of the game. I don't know. Like I want the game to play as close, ideally, to what casual players would experience. But unfortunately,
he put in the chat.
That's an
he put that's an easy DQ in finals. What do you mean DQ? It ain't against the rules to snake.
The CDL ain't gonna do anything about it, unfortunately.
It's not against the rule to snake. Yo, that would be fire if it was an actual CDL rule and they got like the referees to look at it and shit.
Right, the referees. What do the referees even do, man? Guys are washing dishes mid-series. I don't think.
Could you imagine that? They just throw up a VAR screen like. It just starts squaring it up.
I mean, there was referee drama this weekend, to be fair, on the server stuff. We'll get into that. It was also this, just to kind of close the loop on the snaking thing. So, as PD said in the chat, they've buffed snaking, kind of. Like, you can... This is not technically snaking, right? Because we're spamming crouch. So, technically, this is fine. But it's pretty insane how quickly you can do this now. It kind of annoys me that the developers don't have a good solution to this, because I said it in the video like that I'm going to make live in a few minutes talking about this. But in Counter-Strike, you can't do this because your character gets tired. Like, if you try and do more than 2 or 3 pumps of just crouch up and down, your character runs out of gas and he starts going like 10% speed doing it. But in CoD, we haven't invented the technology for that yet. So it's just, you can do this. And technically this is clean. So I don't really know if we're going to... I think it's going to be more of a conversation, especially as it gets down to crunch time.
They're playing the old patch, though, right? I feel like they're not going to play with this patch.
That might be true, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They are.
It'll affect, like, the normal people, but the pros, I mean, they'll probably stay on the old... If it's, like, that much of a problem, they'll just stay on the old patch.
Wait, low-key, though, because this patch happened before the matches started, did it not?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking. I don't know.
It might have been one a day or two before, actually. It might. I'm not sure what patch they're playing on, whether they are playing on this. Because Dashy and TJ have obviously discovered it. So
let me message someone.
They're switching to the new patch this week, says CCCCC in the chat. So yeah, we'll see if this affects anything, but it's going to be a talking point. Did snaking exist in the golden era of comp, says Jerome O'Meara.
Wait, what does he determine the golden era?
Yeah, I guess
Any era snaking exists.
Snake has always existed. It's just been whether it's been done.
We're talking Black Ops 4, where you couldn't kill Celium on the gridlock truck. Type of golden era where we had Slasher threatening to beat him up.
Wait, tell the story. I've heard of this, but I don't really know the story.
Well, you know, I team with Cell on Black Ops 4, and when I say like fucking Slash saying you're gonna beat him up, it wasn't like actually. Basically, the outer 18-wheeler on gridlock, Cell just used to go back and forward, sliding, snaking, shooting people top window as soon as they came out, and he was unkillable. And I think it was Lamar was like, "Yo, we were scrimming Lamar at the time, and he was like, "Yo, Trey, you best tell Cell to stop snaking at 18-wheeler. I'm gonna beat his ass next event." So I told him. And Cell was like, "Yo, Trey, is Lamar actually gonna beat my ass?" Like, I was like, "No, Cell." I was like, "No, Cell, just keep snaking the truck, bro. You'll be sweet." Oh my god!
And he kept snaking the truck.
Your golden era, BO1 to BO3.
They were super snaking in those games, so.
Oh yeah. Those were the times where you could like snake on the floor, but you could like you would just you would
Yeah,
just,
so that was
drag,
what
bro.
snaking
You were-
used
you
to
were
be
flat.
considered. Yeah, that as PD says, there's a video of
Yeah.
Nadeshot teaching you how to do it. I think it's in MW2, or maybe it's MW3 actually. I think it's MW3. So it's on Dome, I think, and he's teaching like you basically slither along the floor. It's kind of the same thing, but that used to be what was snaking called then. I like this actually from Marcel. Who was the face of snaking before Celium got in the league?
I ain't gonna lie, it could have been me. I ain't even gonna
It
hold
was
you.
definitely Trey and Jetpacks.
I think it
It
probably
might have been
was. Probably, it was obviously one of the Spice Boys.
Wait, am I fraudulent?
It's like you or like Mad Cat or
Nah.
something.
Nah, am I
Nah,
fraudulent?
not Mad Cat. Mad Cat was Iron Man.
Yeah, no, he
I
was
love
boot-
Mad
he-
Cat.
no, he
Mad
was
Cat was just
booted
holding
up.
iron.
Yeah, he was booted up.
That's gotta be Trey then, huh?
Yeah, it was Trey.
To be
bro. It
honest,
had to
though,
been
it's still
Trey.
like it might have been Cell even then, because even before Cell was in
Nah,
the
yeah.
league,
Nah,
Yeah,
like,
he was
bro,
snaking that
he was
IW.
still snaking, man.
I can't remember who I got it from. Like, someone got it from someone, and then I just went OD with it. I was addicted. I couldn't stop.
It was your game though. Mine says Nagafen.
Nagafen. I mean, he done the snaking and
He
like
done that
mid-air on
insane
AW.
AW stuff.
Oh yeah, he was doing the frog or whatever
Yeah.
that shit was.
yeah, when he flew
Like
out the corner
mid-air
of Detroit.
dolphin dive,
Yeah. Yeah. Or like took your body inside itself. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, miss those days. But yeah, snaking's a
When-
problem.
And Cell said his worst team in Black Ops 4 was the FaZe team. He said it was his worst team, but I'm pretty sure he's on about the team that didn't qual for the. There's no way he's on about our team. Our team was fun as fuck.
No, you're probably right about that. I mean, then again, who else? Cell hasn't been on many bad teams, has he?
He's only been on godlike teams though, so
like,
like
he's on
yeah,
pretty good
definitely.
teams. You might have cooked you there, Trey.
I was sat there thinking that like, nah, he's definitely on about his team that didn't make the
No,
league.
I think so. Yeah, the team had like was Crowder still
No
there on
way.
that
Like,
team?
there's not a single chance in hell that I'm on someone's worst ever team possible. I'm fucking glad.
Oh god, no shot. I like that.
Oh no, maybe our New York team don't actually, but that don't count.
Nah, hell no, that wasn't our worst team. That wasn't my worst team ever.
All right, I
I've
want
had
to
some
get
awful
your
games.
guys' takes on this. So, Scrappy was tweeting about the PCs this week. And, well, let me just say what he said. These CDLPs are no bullshit, the worst PCs I've ever used. Love using $700 computers in a professional league. Might as well play on a PS5. So there was a back and forth. Clay got involved. Parasite got involved. Now, okay, the specs here, like, these are decent specs on paper. Like, for my limited ball knowledge when it comes to computers. But apparently the tanks they put the components in have no cooling, they're not optimized, so they just don't give good performance. I mean, Trey, like when we were walking around, when I was walking around with McGregor in the pit in Dallas, everyone there was complaining about the PCs being hella old. Apparently the PCs they were using there were like from the Cold War season or something like that. They just kept them in storage for years.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is now because Scrappy was like, they need to give me a new PC every 3 years, but apparently these are like 5 years old. They ain't given the performance. And look, at the end of the day, it's, I mean, it's not a $300 million league anymore because they gave all the money back, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the PCs are good enough to run COD. It pretty much has the same. It pretty much has the same specs that I use back home. But I think the thing is they're forced to play on PCs, and you would expect them to be upgraded every single year to the best, to the at least like keep up with the current market of them releasing new graphics cards and stuff like that. The issue is why they don't get upgraded is because it's hard to get hold of the graphics cards from what I heard. And when we complained about them, we were like, can't you? They want to have a deal with Nvidia, so they get the graphics cards like that. And when I said, oh, can't you just buy them resale? They said they're not buying them resale. Like they will never, ever, ever, ever do that.
Interesting.
They need to buy it straight from Nvidia or something like.
What were your PCs like, Dom, when you played?
It's definitely, I don't know. I feel like this is definitely a weird like subject, but I do feel like personally how I feel as a player is that I'm on Scrappy side. We should have the best shit. Like that's just the like competitive side for me is like I feel like especially challengers, like okay, if y'all want to give us the bullshit for challengers, that still sucks, but like okay, like they should be able to get what's the best shit now? 5090 or 5080 or something. Like
Yeah, something.
we should have. There's 48 pros. There should be at least 48 godlike PCs for the pros. Like they have enough money. Hey, like we can't even edit our PCs. That's against the rules. It makes no sense that like my side PC, like whenever I was in the league, this PC that I'm on for gaming would just be like in the closet for like 8 months. There's no reason my PC that's sitting in the closet should be better than my PC that I'm playing for millions of dollars on. Like it's just bad. I feel like we should have the best shit, like no matter what. Like I don't care resale. Like let the players. I mean, I don't know, they can't let the players buy it, but like there's no way it's that much. Even 4090s, like there's no way they can't afford it. Like require the organizations to buy it then. Like
wait, Don, weren't we on the 2080s in Vanguard? We didn't have the Alienware.
We were on like a 2070 Super or something.
Yeah, we didn't have the new Alienwares for Vanguard. We had the 2070 Supers or something like that in the white case.
Something like that. Yeah, in a white case. Yeah,
we didn't have the Alienware PCs back then. We had that was the bullshit. I think that's what they're using in challenges.
I think it might be, yeah.
Regardless, I feel like I'm jaded too because I played challengers last year and that shit I literally playing on like 120 frames on land. Like that shit is god awful. So it's like, okay, the challengers players, they're getting absolutely fucked equipment wise, right? The pros should at least have the best shit. Like, how the fuck do the pros not have the best shit, and then the challengers have like, bro, like, there's like a setting to overclock your monitor in challengers. If you try to do that, some referees, because respectfully, they're hiring referees. They're just probably paying them like $10, $12 an hour that are like college students nearby at the Boston Challengers event. They don't even know what the fuck's going on. So I'm trying to like overclock my monitor. They think I'm like cheating or something. I'm like, bro, I play on 200 frames at home. This is like 130 frames. Like my game is lagging. So like, obviously we're talking about the pro league, but it's just like, bro, we have to be playing on better equipment. Like equipment, I hate that equipment can affect competition. Like I really, really don't like that. And I really like, let alone you have a perfectly working PC. You got to fucking fix 800 settings. Make sure your core isolation is turned off. Like there's so much shit you have to do, and then your PC might not even be good. Like how Haggy said, they're not cooled down properly. Like, and I suck with computers. I don't know shit. So it's like that's like the one benefit of console. Like at least console, we just plug your shit in just like me, and we go on our in-game settings and we're good. Like this shit, we got fucked up PCs. We got all 155 settings. Like it's a mess. So
I think it is time to seriously consider the console thing, right?
Or upgrade the PCs. Y'all don't want to spend money.
That's true either.
We have to go to console. Like,
I mean, we'll never go to console because Microsoft bought out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they could do Xboxes. You know what I'm saying?
But this is my thing. The 3090 and that CPU and GPU is perfectly fine for COD. Like we don't need 5090s to play COD. We don't run them at a high enough anyway. But the thing is they are just fucking ass. Like those ones especially, they are old Overwatch League PCs. It's like we've never had anything new. The ones that we used in Vanguard were old, like Clay said, StarCraft ones, and then we upgrade to the newer ones with the Alienware ones, but they were just old Overwatch League PCs.
Mind you, I'm sorry. Mind you, we play as pro players. We damn near put every single setting on low.
Yeah,
like every setting. Like we damn near we turn the goddamn bullet decals off. The shadows are on low. Everything is on low. And sometimes the PCs still don't have high frames. Sometimes the game won't fucking work. All type of shit. So like, they can upgrade the PCs, bro. Like that's just how I feel as a player. They
should upgrade them anyway, just being based on like they force everyone to move over there. But it's not even about PCs. We can't even get new PCs.
Yeah, Clay's saying that these are
everyone's PC broke.
Even the top ones they're using now is Overwatch ones from back in the day.
Let's say 3 teams PC broke. I guarantee you they wouldn't have enough PCs to send out to those 3 teams.
That's a good question.
My old PC, they couldn't even unlock it for what's his name, Purge. Hey, Purge got his PC and he's DMing me like, yo, you gotta respond. Yo, what's the password to log into this computer? I'm like, they didn't fucking like take my shit off. Like I reset, like they didn't like unlock it for you. Like,
Oh my god, it's comedy, isn't it?
I had to give him my fucking password to log into the computer that I sent back months ago.
Bro, now that you say that, I had to
What?
hit up my old manager that London fired for no reason to get onto the get on the PC because my one actually broke and she didn't respond because she got fired.
Yeah, what the fuck? What if I just didn't give Purge the password? What if I just said fuck it?
I'm lucky
I'm not on the team. Let me just not
that
give him the
PC
password.
is just
Like they
bricked.
dead ass couldn't get in. They couldn't get in his shit. Like what?
Oh, this league is so funny, isn't it? Oh my god. It'd be like, it'd be funny if it wasn't so bad.
I think it's hilarious how the players just shit talk them constantly. Like there's not that.
I mean, it's
there's
happened
not
twice
one
this
guy.
weekend. There's this Scrappy one, and then
There's-
there's obviously the
There's
Joe
not
Deceased
one
thing.
guy just being a diva. It's just everyone just complaining about the league they are professionally playing for.
Octane was the king of it back in MW19, but then he got fined 10k, so he had to calm it down. But then nowadays they don't care anymore, really. You say what you want.
Bro, they actually don't give up. I guarantee there's not a player been fined in the last 3 years, properly.
What do you think about that, Don? You heard any stories of people getting fined? Because
People getting fined? No, I haven't heard nothing. I haven't heard anything.
I don't think they
I'm not
bother
sure what's
anymore.
going on.
They probably used Octane as an example of like, yo, watch this. We're gonna find this fucking guy. He's gonna tell all of his friends, and they ain't gonna talk shit about us. Bro, he just kept getting fined and didn't give a flying fuck. 'Cause that brother was making like 300-400 bags a year, and they were finding him like 2k a pop. He didn't give a fuck.
Thanks,
I only
Titan
got
Fire,
fined
for
one
the two.
time.
What did you get fined for, Don?
I got fined in BO4 because I said nigga in the listener.
No way. BO4. I didn't know they were
Yeah,
doing fines
yeah.
proper back then. Were you saying you
Yeah.
got fined a K?
It was 500. It was $500 because I think in BO4 every match you won 500, right?
Oh.
I think so, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost a fucking match basically. I lost my fucking winnings for a match. That shit was ace.
I'm fuming on your behalf. That's hilarious.
I was talking to Yuli because I was like, go front. And then Yuli, Aqua, he was like, we were like under the bridge on gridlock on offense, and then he turned around and ran back to ice cream. I'm like, no, where the fuck are you going? I was talking to the nigga off spawn. And then minus $500. They happen to be in a listener. I'm like, damn, I wasn't even like tweaking like that.
The funny thing is, I literally remember, yo, Don, that's actually unlocked a memory, bro. I remember you showing me the VOD of that, like, yo, Trey, tell me I'm not tweaking what Yuli just done here. Tell me I'm not tweaking.
Yeah, we were literally in the opposing spawn, and then he was like, he thought I was talking to him. He was running all the way back to the ice cream, like grandma's house on gridlock offense. I'm like, bro,
From
where
under
the
the
fuck
bridge?
are you go? From under the bridge and there in the defensive spawn. I'm like, what the fuck? I was talking to the nigga off spawn. $500 lost. I'm like, damn.
Wow, some of those listeners back in the day would have been. I mean, to be fair, 500 was a month's salary back then, so.
We got Nero's girlfriend saying they tried to find Dylan for wearing a white jersey and not matching his teammates.
What way? Who did the league?
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, damn right they tried to. Get anybody from me for that.
They can use that money to upgrade the fucking PC. Find me.
Yeah, oh god. Yeah, where does that money go? That is also a good question. I don't
They
use
gave
it
him a
anymore.
warning for vaping on stream to Mac.
Oh,
To be fair, you shouldn't be vaping mid-series, even though I've done it before.
I forgot about that
Shit.
when Mac ripped the pen. Priest was
Actually
watching
ripping
it.
that shit.
Yeah, it's only a
Mac
warning
is
that they're just
ripping
doing
that
warnings nowadays. Man. How do they even
they try
do the
get-
fines? Like, how do they get the money from you? Like, they take it out of your paper. Like, they get the org to
They
take
just
it
take
out
it
of
out
your
the
pay.
money you're about to get. You
Yeah.
don't even have a chance.
You can't even like.
Bro, like, yeah. I had like a
Refuse to
couple
pay.
thousand on the way from CDL. They just took my shit before they even sent it. Like, damn.
I love it how they don't really tell you. Like they tell you after they've done it. There's no fight in it. It's more just, yeah, well, you've lost that.
Oh God.
I don't say a word.
Unlucky, I guess.
Oh.
All right, let's go onwards and upwards. I wanted to start with this as we get into these games because this is actually a pretty interesting topic that no one was really talking about. So there was a clip of it was the Toronto watch party they do with the Roma. Hixie was on there, and they were talking about the C9 series. The C9 were getting clapped by OpTic obviously this weekend. They played one series, they lost it, and they said that they tried a scrim recently with Capsidal instead of Attach in a scrim. And both Roma and Hixie had heard this. They basically leaked it on stream. I asked Ronnie about it. He said like he hasn't heard it 100%, but it's plausible. So this is kind of like a little Ravens 2.0 type situation if it's true. That they've like tried a change. I mean, it's obviously not worked, or like they don't want to go through with it. And now all of a sudden, maybe the team's in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, they've done it. They've done a Ravens, I think, Trey.
I mean, like, if it's happened, it's happened. But I feel like recently, though.
I'm finna message Cap.
I mean, they said like, yeah.
Yeah, wait,
I haven't seen what's going on there.
Wait, that would actually be fire.
I think they said between like stage 2, stage 3. So like, as in the last, week and a half.
Huh?
That's what they said. No one else tweeted about it. I mean, I can play the clip if you want. It's kind of quiet though. But I can.
No, we don't need to play the clip. I believe it.
Yeah, but it's pretty interesting.
We'll see if Cap responds.
Yeah, we'll see what Cap says.
Wait for him to respond like, yeah, I did. Those guys are ass.
Yeah, I refuse to join. Turn down the offer.
Wait, in the clip, did he say it like with conviction? Like, well, you might have to play the clip.
I mean, all right. I'll find a clip.
Just like they play with Cap like straight up like that.
Yeah, you just dropped it like no hezzy.
No hesitation, like.
All right, I'll get it up real quick. Here it is. It's kind of quiet, so I'm gonna try and I'll do my best for the stream to make it as loud as I can. All right.
You need to download that plugin.
I can manually yank it up in OBS, but it's not really.
No, you need to download a plugin on Google Chrome.
Oh.
It's called Volume Booster.
All right, here we go. Anyway, I'll play the clip for the boys.
Control thus far on Vol.
Oh, okay. I got confirmation.
The man we know and love.
No, but you can say it.
A superb
think?
performance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna care.
Spots out a couple more, and this is
I can't remember who they tried though.
AR lobby, folks. Let's face it. And
Capsidal.
he and Scotty's finding big
You not tried
ones.
Capsidal? Yeah. Is that who they tried? Instead of Attach?
That might have been one of the sickest transitions for the observers because I thought Dashy got that kill and it didn't make any sense. But the way that play
I feel like we're having a
All right, there you go. There's the clip. So, what are you hearing, Don?
Got confirmation that he played with them.
There you go.
I didn't know that. Damn. Well,
Damn.
let me start off by saying I love Dylan Attach. He's my fucking guy. I fucking love him. Big D. Shout out to Big D. I don't know what I haven't talked to him that much this year. I don't know how he's is mentally. But I feel like he was gross last year. I don't know. He might be a little checked out. Burnout's a real thing. Talked about this last time. I experienced burnout. He might just be burnt out. Because I'm pretty sure I heard about him, clearly from the rumors I've heard this year, Dill is the first one to go, which is definitely not a friendship thing because obviously Lamar loves him and Mac likes him. He's a very likable guy. I don't think anyone's ever teamed with Dill and not enjoyed teaming with him. He's a great guy. He doesn't really cause problems. He's a fucking vibe, bro. He's a great teammate. But clearly he's the first one to go, and I think Cap is a good pickup for them. I don't know how the scrims went. They didn't I don't know if they were winning maps, whatever the case might be, but Mac is a good flex. Mac literally single-handedly changed my fucking MW19 season, and he is good on an AR and
he
a
was
sub.
insane on that game, with both guns. It was
Mac is a good sub. I think Mac is a good sub. I just don't think he's the best, most ideal sub in 4v4. It worked better in 5v5 with him as a sub because he can just have people like me and Tom just run around and be fast while he could just go to the hill and iron. 4v4, I feel like your subs, you can't, his playstyle is just better on the AR personally. Him pulling out a sub and running an AR, he's a perfect pace for a flex. So I think them getting a super fast paced sub to just run it down and then like Crimp probably feels a lot of pressure, like to like play fast and like force plays where like Cap would probably take that off of him, or like another player, like even I feel like Afro would help them out. They definitely need a sub. They don't need to pick up another AR, and they know that. So I like the move. I really like the move. I love Cap. I teamed with Cap last year, and people just question his work ethic, but no one ever questions if Cap is like good at the game. So like, I personally think that like if Cap has the opportunity to where he's getting fucking paid money and he's on a team with a structure and a coach, like Lamar will be on Cap's ass, get his fucking fat ass to get on the game. Like he's gonna fucking roast the fuck out of Cap. So I do think it's a good move. I feel I don't know. I don't want Dale to like career to be over type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a touchy subject, you know.
I hear you.
But I do think they would be better with Cap, realistically, or Afro for Dale.
Yeah, I mean, backing off what PD said too, he did say about Attach like not finding a team this year, then he would just retire. That was like the talk of it. I would hate to see Dill retire, especially mid-season.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things if that's what he feels like, because he, like Don said, burnout does exist, and you can tell like, bro, Dill's been playing, streaming, making content since he's been a little, since he's been a kid. You know, look at that P90 shot, that type of Attach. You know, so. If it's time, it's time. If it's not, it's not. So only he can really decide that. But if they feel like they need a bit more pace and a bit more, you know, a bit more gunny around the map, especially on this game that's so fast paced that you need 4 people actually flying together, then, you know, I think Cap is a very underrated player. I think he's been a very good player in the league. I just think he needs some guidance, like a Snoopy type player, just someone that can burst out and do crazy stuff on the map. Like Don said, I think Lamar's the perfect type of coach for that.
Yeah, so it's a weird one. I think I agree with you guys generally. I think with Attach's, I mean, he's mentioned on stream a couple of times in the last couple of years. People have asked him, you know, how long you got left in your career, how long are you thinking? And he said, well, you know, maybe 2-3 more seasons, something like that. My feeling is as soon as when you start to think about it and when you're like, maybe, you know, another couple seasons, like you're already kind of halfway out the door. Do you know what I mean? That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the saying, Rab, leave COD before it leaves you.
Yeah, people have been tweeting that a lot lately.
Leave COD before it leaves you. You know,
Attach is a great player, great guy, but like, look, do I disagree that if they brought a bit more pace on the map, it was something to think about? Because like that team is way too talented not to be making champs, and right now it's looking a bit dodgy. I'm not gonna lie. Like we can actually just have a look at it real quick. If we look at the standings, so current CDL standings are as follows: Cloud9 are 10th with 95 points, Miami are 8th with 110, RØKKR are now 9th with 100, OpTic, Boston, everyone's in the mix obviously, but if you look at Cloud9's schedule, they have one of the hardest schedules remaining of the remaining teams. It's not like impossible, but like their next 4 games are Thieves, RØKKR, Boston, and Surge. That's pretty tough. And then they play FaZe and Thieves and Toronto in the next stage. They have Falcons and Heretics as well, which is obviously they should win. But Toronto, FaZe, and Thieves in a single qualifier stint, that's tough. So they're behind on points. Their schedule's looking difficult. I can understand why they have been looking at a change, but obviously they've not done it yet. So, or maybe they won't. But then when they got threaded by OpTic a couple of days ago, not looking good at all, it might be a little surprise change we get before the major, if they feel like they need it.
Yeah, because there ain't that long now. Like these events, these games, they're all crammed into a very, very tight schedule now. It's literally major after major after major, and then you got Major 3, Major 4, champs, and then EWC back to back to back to back. Like you ain't really got time anymore. So
yeah, this is looking at the schedule and seeing the points. They're in a really tough situation, and like, damn, I feel bad, but like, I feel like they kind of like no. If I'm just being realistic and taking bias out of it, you gotta make a change. Like I said, I love Dill. I literally I swear he was gross, like one of the best players on his team last year. So like, I don't know what why he's underperforming this year. Like my first thought would just be burnout. Like they kind of gotta make a change because Miami's above them. They just made one. RØKKR just got Ken. They look good. Like I think RØKKR would beat C9 right now. Like they're gonna have to do something soon.
Especially when you like, you know, tamper with the idea of getting someone else in and you're already trying them out with scrims. Like it's either they were like, yo, Dill, we need to try without you, see how it goes, or Dill's like, you know, maybe you'll do better without me, which I don't feel like that would be the case. I think Dill rates himself highly like that. It's like the Ravens thing, you know, you play with someone else or say you want to play with someone else and it doesn't go through or it just hasn't happened yet. And maybe that's why we see him just have a struggling series against OpTic.
Yeah, well, exactly. So we'll get to that series in due course. Let's crack on with the games, though, because some big matches this weekend. There was some drama, as always. I wanted to start with the Vegas Falcons. The new team, they put it together. They played 2 games this weekend. The first one was not pretty. They played Surge and got clapped in about 30 minutes. The second series, they could have won. I don't want to say should have won, but they definitely could have won it. Early impressions of this new Falcons team, Trey. I mean, it's... Look, I'll be for real. It's kind of what I thought it would be. They bring in Arstees and Priester. First series back, they average at a 0.6. It's not great. It's not, unfortunately, that unexpected. Yes, Surge are good, but Surge are not like this unbeatable, unreal god squad. They themselves got 3-0'd in their second game by Thieves later in the weekend. And it was their first series, sure. So I want to give them a little bit of a run time. But they still look pretty lost on the map. And it's kind of difficult to see that Exnid, he was the man putting his team on the back. And he's still putting his team on the back, even with the new roster. That was the case in this series anyway.
Hey, I mean, you know, they won a few hard points.
They got 2.
Hey, that's progress.
They got Nesload, bro. Can you believe it? Getting Nesload.
That's progress. I think it's more exciting to watch this team now just because it's like now we're just waiting for a win from them. And, you know, all those players on that team have experienced a win bar one person. And that one person looks so fucking happy when he won some maps that I'm not going to lie. I'm rooting for Falcons just for Exnid. I don't really care. Like all the other 3, they've been doing their shit for years, but Exnid looks so fucking happy after he won a map. So listen, and he's like frying. Like it's not like he's been underperforming now. He's got 3 like, you know, deemed better players than the other teammates he had. Like he's keeping up and he's doing his thing. So I'm just happy for him that he's getting some map wins, and it's not long before we see him get a series win. Do I think this team's great? No, but is it better than the last team? Yeah, for sure.
I agree with Trey. They're definitely more interesting to watch. They should have won this series. I'm not gonna lie. The round 11, like yeah. I'm more now watching this team. Like I'm gonna need the fucking veteran players to lock it the fuck in situations where they're not supposed to lose. I know I would have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure that round 11 they should have won that shit. That was an absolute troll, and Super just bailed his team out. Like, shout out to Super. I think did he get thrown in a match before? I think.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he got thrown in.
Yeah, he got.
I think he got thrown in a match before, but like now he's actually on the team. So like I'm gonna count this as his first series. Or was this his first series?
Yeah, I think this is
well,
his
yeah,
first one.
so he got thrown in just because someone was ill or couldn't play, and he dropped like a...
This was their first match this weekend, right?
This was his proper first match.
Okay. I'm just making sure. That's what I thought. I was just double checking. He fucking closed this round 11 out, bro. Like, this is huge as a new player. Like, on your new... Like, your first match, you doing some shit like this, like... He even looked nervous in the 1v1 by his movement. Like, it was both, like... It was just a fucking grueler 1v1, bro. Like, and it was a 1v2. Yeah, it was a 1v2. Like, whoever died first, like, I don't know
what he's doing, mate. This final gunplay
is
like
going back and forth. He didn't know where the fuck to look.
I'm just saying,
around,
bro. Like,
just running around.
The vets are gonna have to win Exnid these fucking situations, bro. Like, literally, if I'm the vet in this situation, I'm not leaving Exnid in the clutch, bro. Like you said, Exnid is good, bro, but I'm baiting the fuck out of him, bro. Like, if somehow he gets zapped off the bomb, I'd rather my fucking 3 other world champions like be left in a 1v1 than him just fucking sit in this corner and lick it. Like,
Yeah.
look at all of them. That was the series. That's literally the series. If they win this, they're up 2-0. They win, they're good, bro. It's like
they
just
won the
moving
game
forward.
4-2.
Moving forward, this team definitely has a chance to win some series. I'm gonna just need my vet. Like, we need the vets to lock it the fuck in. 2v1. I'm blaming the vet every time in this situation, bro. Like, this guy doesn't know what the hell's going on. Like, get him out the fucking 1v1 round 11, bro.
Yeah, they got to do it for him, not themselves anymore. Like, bro.
No bullshit. No bullshit,
Bro, they should look how smiley and happy he is after winning some matches and be like, damn, like, I'm not letting this kid down.
Right.
I'm locking in for this kid. This kid deserves the world. Like, he looked like me after, like, you get a brand new games console when you were a kid.
Yeah, he was
man.
fucking cheesing, bro.
Like,
He already won the series in his mind when he won that fucking first hard point.
bro, first half point, he's like, oh, we're going 3-0 these clowns.
Yeah, he was fucking lit, bro.
And then he got put with the fucking world champions. Like, he's like, yo, you definitely walked back. He's like, damn, like, guy's got no composure.
Do you think
Look at
Exnid,
him, look at him,
you
man.
think, okay, look, because this team in the future, I mean, we'll talk about it in a second, what Falcons might do in the next couple of years, but Exnid, obviously, he speaks good English now, he's obviously getting better with it, he's making friends in the pro scene, he's playing 8s a lot, he's clearly talented, and also he wants to win, he's putting in the work, like, he looks maybe like the best player on this team right now, even though they're struggling. You think if Exnid, like, let's say Falcons, they drop this whole team, or they keep Pred, they drop the rest of the team, and they, try and form a super team next year. Do you think Exnid gets in the league somewhere else, or would he only ever be in the league on Falcons?
That's a really good question.
It just
Yeah, go ahead.
depends. It just really depends on how he does this year and how much of a, like, honestly, the person he'll have to press the most is Pred. He can, like, do gameplay, do the talking, whatever like that. But if he gets, like, a good vouch from Pred, who knows? He might play well for the rest of the year, and, Falcons actually like, yo, we can keep him and Pred on together. It don't matter. If he continues playing how he is. I'm not saying he's 1.4 Gwyn online or whatever like that, but, he can clearly shoot. He's clearly got some talent there. So I think best case scenario is he does stay on Falcons because they want to keep the Saudi Arabian, presence on the team for the branding, and I'm not against that. But if they feel like they have to go somewhere else, he is definitely better than some sub players in the league. So, I'd be all for it if he could stay in the league for sure.
Yeah, I agree with Trey for the most part. I feel like he's in a good spot. He just needs to keep building. I don't feel like he's in a good enough spot to just start shitting the bed. Like, he needs to keep building off of how he's playing now, and then I think he'll be fine. I think as long as he just,
And the support he has is
progressing.
wild. Because, he whacks on his stream for 8. He's got above 1,000 viewers. People want to see
Oh
this guy.
shit, for real? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I saw him have 1.2K the other day.
Okay.
So that's, he's a little bit of a, but
He's
listen,
moving. Let's go.
Yeah,
Listen,
he's doing his thing. I fuck with it.
listen, he still got out. He was still smiling like that when they were 0 and 13 or whatever like
They want to
that.
search.
You want to search it, and that's what it's all about. And when he gets that first series win, oof, is that dope check gonna be good? Because we gotta have that thumbnail and everything. That's gonna be great.
A part of me almost, like, obviously I don't want the players to just, I kind of do want them to kind of go through it and just get their first win on land, bro. Bring the whole fucking team up like how they did my team. I just get their first win on land because so we could see it, the crowd could see it, everyone can go crazy in real life. That might be hard. Then that means they have to go 0-5 again. So I don't know.
That'd be fire though. If that
That would be fire though. If they get their first win on land, that'd be hard.
Probably should have a quick look who they played next, actually, because obviously it was a pretty rough start. The Miami series was like the winnable one, really. Oh, it's all right. They played OpTic, then FaZe, then Boston.
They're not winning, respectfully.
Yeah, it's looking like a little 0-5 ski, but they've got another chance against Miami next stage. So
Bro, they go 0-5. they play fucking like a top 3 team first round and beat them. Make a losers run.
No
Telling you.
way.
Telling
like
you,
that
crowd is going
prediction.
ballistics.
Like
Whoever loses to them first matches, someone's getting dropped too.
the 200 people
Someone-
that
yeah,
are
that's-
there
that's
in
what I
Boca
said.
You gotta
Raton.
look at it
Whoever
from that angle too.
Whoever the first person to lose to the Falcons, yeah, you want to hope you had a good series. Because my word, if you shit the sheets and you lose to the Falcons, you're looking at a new challenger player, baby. Because you're getting
Someone's getting dropped for sure.
It is funny though that we're still speaking about Falcons like this, because this is obviously how we'd speak about them when they're the Saudi team, but it's still kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still kind of the same
it is.
shit.
I mean,
like they're
I
not
mean-
much better, you know?
The old Saudi team could win a S&D, could win a control. The new Falcons, they can't win an S&D, they can't win a control, and they can only win a hard point. So we've not really got any better. We just changed up how we're doing things.
Yeah, we're losing in 5 instead of 4 or 3. So, you know.
It's also it's also their first like proper week of scrims and playing with each other. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt and just keeping it funny for the show. But like I said, I'm actually excited. This was the first weekend where I actually like properly watched COD like fully because I was intrigued.
This
with all
weekend's
the
games were
stories
actually
going on.
bagging though, like the stories.
Yeah, they
and
were
everything.
good.
We actually
were
had good
good.
games, and there were some like good game 5s in there and stuff. So look, I think people kind of know the perspective on our season pre-stir, the idea about bringing them back. We talked about it before. I don't think that's going to change. I want to focus in on Pred a little bit, right? Because Pred's come into this team. Obviously, he's the star player. I'm sure that there's part of him and he's thinking, well, the season is kind of cooked, right? Like, it doesn't massively matter. Like, collect the bag for the rest of the
He
year.
looks like he's happy with the season being cooked.
That's what. Look, I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? So this is a picture when they went down 0-2. Pred had a smile on his face, like he's checking the bank account, hitting the refresh, and the paper's coming through. So I'm sure that part's okay. I think what's relevant for me is the way Pred feels about this from like a forward-looking future perspective, because the hot take that I was gonna give on the show, and I'll do it because I believe this could well be true. I want your guys' take on whether you agree or disagree. But Pred never wins another event in his career. That's the take. He's at 3. He's won the World Championship. He's joined the Vegas Falcons. They ain't winning shit this year. In future, they may pick up a better team. They're going to drop some money. They're going to get some better players in. I am intrigued to see how that works with Pred. Because as it stands right now, Pred is, he's here for this year. He's going to look good, I'm sure, on the scoreboard at some times. They're probably not going to win anything. I want to know what Pred's mentality looks like into the future, because what I don't want what I've said to be true. I want Pred to win again, be back at the top of the league, and for Falcons to maybe be that team. But I'm not convinced it's going to happen on all the shit that's recently happened at OpTic, the way that things are going in the future. It's that's just my feeling. I look at this and I think that at some point Falcons are they've done it in other esports. They've paid big money for big players and it's not worked out. And I feel like with OpTic and with FaZe and with Thieves, like it's going to be difficult for this team to win an event unless they really bring in the superstars. And even then I have my questions. So that's the take. Trey, thoughts on the take?
I wasn't expecting that. Like when you said you had a take, I was like, oh shit! Like I'm excited for this one. I was not expecting you to say Pred never wins an event again. I think he has the best chance to win an event again with the organization he's with. I think that's what I will say. Do I think that he's going to be ever teaming with Simp, Cell, Abizi? Probably not, unless obviously the timing works on his side. He's looking for the future with his team. Obviously, that's what I said. If he joins his team, it's going to definitely be for like next year and everything like that. I think you find it hard for him to. You find it hard for anyone to say that he's never going to win an event again.
That poll
Because
is
of
wrong, by the
how
way.
it-
It's not can Pred win an event again. It's will he. Obviously, he can't. Whether he will is a different question. Just to clarify.
I'm going to disagree with your take because of what he's done in such a short time span. I don't think he's one of the most impactful players on the map, but he's very, very good. You know, he's not. I don't think he's like a Hydra, a Beezy simp type run around gun at the same time. That's why he's had like shots he paired well with him in MW3. He's very good on games where the slow SMG role is, you know, he's the best slow SMG there is, I think, is what I'm trying to say in that slower role. So if there's a game that allows that again and he has a fast partner like a Hydra, like Shotzi again, then he's definitely winning an event. In a game like this, though, I'd find it hard for Pred to win an event because the slow SMG role just doesn't really exist in this.
Yeah. I definitely didn't expect that either. I definitely do think it's too early. It's too early to say he'll never win again. Cause shit happens, bro. Like, yes, he's not a Hydra or a Beezy like his play style, but impact wise, he was comparable to them. Especially when he won. Champs, you had probably asked the people on his team, he was the best player on OpTic at Champs. That shit was not even a year ago, was it? Like, obviously a different game, but next year's gonna be a different game. The game after that, I think AG has earned himself the right to where he can get piss slammed for the rest of this game. He can get piss slammed the next game, and then he still might be able to get a chance in the league. Like, he was an MVP and a rookie at the same time. Like, this guy was gross. Was he baiting his roster? Did they have to play around him? Sure, whatever, right? But to me, that's actually a good thing for teams where you can't get the best players. Like, if you got Pred and 3 other people who you don't think that's good, what's the problem with playing around Pred? It's only a problem playing around people when your whole team is gross. You know what I'm saying? You got Kenny, Shotzi, Dashy, and Pred. Why the fuck are we playing around AG when we're all gross? If we just all played the game the right way, we can make the game easy on each other. If your team's awful, it doesn't matter. Like, that's why, like, people always said I was kill her in Vanguard. My coaches told me to kill her. Like, no one else is getting a kill, so I had to drop 45. Like, what's the problem with me trying to drop 40? My team is awful. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
In AG's situation, like, his play style to me is like irrelevant. His play style is only relevant to a championship caliber team. And I know we're talking about him like winning. I still think he has won. He has won with his play style. Granted, it was in Vanguard. You could say the teams are worse, less competition, whatever the case might be. It was him, Lamar, Mac, and Sib. You can get an AR to play like Lamar. Lamar is not the most mechanically gifted player. Sib is, and Mac is solid too. But I think AG can win again. It just depends on the game, like how Trey said, and I'm not gonna rule him out yet. Is he good at this game? He's okay. He's just okay. If he's ever gonna win again, he needs to go back to his old form. He needs to play better. He won't win in this game. That's one thing. That's one thing that we could all agree.
That ain't a hot take.
Mine's all game related. Like, this game, it doesn't suit the play style that AG has. And I was gonna say, like, he can shoot his gun.
Right.
No denying that. And he was very good on OpTic when he came back as well. He wasn't dropping stinkers. He was still above a 1 KD. But I'm saying, like, he needs to, like, this game. That's why we say it. That's why we say, like, maybe C9 might be better with attach, because it doesn't suit the slower AR role in this game either. Like, everything's just so fast paced on this game that this game just don't suit the slower role. And that's why AG was so good last year, because the map allowed him to be, and the game allowed him to be. And I think he's okay with that, because he's joined Falcons. You know, he can still play how he wants to play, still do his thing. He hasn't got to, like, go out of his depth. He hasn't got to change to an AR like OpTic wanted him to. He's okay with that. And next year, if the slower SMG role comes back, then by far AG could win another event.
I agree. And I have another thought that just came to my head. I wanted to see, like, what you guys think. Now, this is his first Black Ops game that we've seen, right? What if it's a Treyarch thing? Because me personally, I think last year the health was slightly increased, but, like, I swear that shit didn't matter. Like, individual plays are enhanced when the time to kill is, like, faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could just shred fucking lay down in a lay G, they call him lay G. He just lays down in a fucking spot and gets a fucking 2-piece, and then Ego Chow's the third. Like, it's kind of harder to do that in this game. Like, individual plays just aren't as good in this game.
That's why he was elite at Vanguard too.
Yeah, and think about it. That was like a rare when he entered the league. It was a rare span because normally you get a Treyarch game and then a IW game or whatever the other fucking person is.
So Gemma.
He just went. He joined the league Vanguard, MW2,
MW3.
MW3. That's kind of lucky. That is
Kind of the same
lucky. This is the
game
first time.
in a way.
Yeah, he played very similar titles, so maybe it's just a Treyarch thing. But yeah, I was just trying to see what you guys think about that.
I mean, we had the same thing with a lot of players, you know, when they were saying Kenny's not a Treyarch demon like that.
Yeah, but that don't make sense because of BO4, he was top 10.
It don't make
Just-
sense. It don't make sense when someone said that to me. It don't make sense. But you know, there has been other players around that aspect too. I just think it's harder for teams to just stick together as the same team going from game to game because the game changes and a player could be slightly worse, the team could be slightly worse or better. That's why you don't really see many teams stick like season to season because the game changes and one player is just worse at a different title than the next. It's just how it is.
Yeah, I'm glad to see this generate some discussion because it's an interesting topic. Like, I think I'm not going to disagree with what a lot of you guys said on Pred's playstyle and why it works sometimes, maybe why it doesn't work other times. I'm not denying anything about Pred's talent and abilities as a player. Like, he's one of the most exciting players to watch and one of the best talents about coming to the league. I'm looking at it more from like a general contextual perspective of like, okay, what he's done in his career and where he's going now. Like, my opinion is, if he is going to win again, as you said, Donnie, he needs to get back to that form. But I also think he needs to get back to that like mindset of wanting and kind of needing to win. Because my opinion, just based on like what he said, right? Like he left OpTic and he was like, well, look, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve with OpTic, which is, you know what, fair enough. Like he did. He went there, he won an event, and he won champs. Like, great. But I hope Pred's mindset isn't like, okay, I've achieved, like, I've won my events, I won my ring. Like now I'm gonna collect a paycheck, basically. I hope that's not his mentality, but I could understand why in a team like Falcons it could be, especially depending on what they do. Like, I'm also considering, like, okay, let's say Falcons do decide to drop the bag. Who can and would they realistically get? Like, could they get Scrap Hydra? Could they get, like, Simp or a Beezy or something? Maybe, but possibly not. Like, I kind of doubt it. And even if they could get one of those players, does Pred remain like the star man? Like if the team doesn't win, is Pred all of a sudden a question mark? Possibly, right? So it's not like he can't win and the team can't win at some point. I just think it's like, to me, it's kind of 50-50 whether they'll ever put it together. So I can see it from both sides.
I can also see what you're saying too about like Pred joining a team like Falcons, just getting the bag. A lot of footballers do it where they, you know, were very, very good at their top professional clubs and then go to a different team for the bag and they just don't look like they try. I don't think we see that of AG. I think he's got a lot of passion to win, stuff like that. It all depends on how far the Falcons push that, though. You know, are they just happy with getting elite players on the roster and then just, you know, paying them the bag and hopefully it works out, or are they actually working towards it? So, you know, that's what one for the future we're gonna have to find out, because obviously this year they know they ain't gonna win. Pred knows he ain't gonna win this year. And, you know, fuck it, if they do win, I'll Falcons tattoo me forehead or something like that. But yeah, it's just one of those things we'll have to see for the future, especially depending on what team they get in the off season.
Yeah, how hard they go.
That will determine the passion to win. So yeah.
Because also, like, if let's say Pred and Falcons don't, let's say he's there for like 2-3 years or something like that, and then he goes to some other team, like, I don't know, the league's just very top heavy right now. I don't exactly expect that to change. It's just difficult for anyone else to win an event. Like, you look at the event winners over the last couple of years, it's OpTic, it's FaZe. I mean, okay, last year there was kind of a few teams that won, but the talents get concentrated, and even more so. This year, FaZe have won 2. Thieves, I still think they're going to win 1, if not more. FaZe probably win another one in there. Maybe someone else gets a win, but you know, it's difficult.
Even
to
looking
break,
at it like
break
that,
through.
Rab. Even looking at it like that, Rab. You know, we said the league's very top heavy. We just, you know, one of the best rosters that the league has. You know, obviously just had an off weekend, but LA Thieves. You know, that you expect that team to be in the finals versus FaZe every single time, especially with OpTic. You know, not doing as well, and Toronto not particularly like going crazy at LAN, hitting all that form, whatever like that. So even the top teams, they ain't getting into the finals. So it's like it's like shit. Like,
I mean,
well,
yeah, I guess it means the door's open sometimes, but
yeah, it's just one of those things that. But like you say, we expect LA Thieves to win the event. I expect LA Thieves and FaZe to be in the finals all year long right now, especially with especially what's happened to OpTic and everything like that. So you want to hope that next year, if LA Thieves don't win or something like that this year, you would expect Falcons to go in and try and get the top talent they can to stop that top talent being on different teams and them taking over.
any final thoughts on this one, Don?
Nah, I just agree with you guys said.
All right, let's
Spend
run it
some
up
time
to
on
another
this one.
team. So yeah, Falcons are real interesting for a few angles, but I think it's a good debate to be held on that team just because they're such like an exciting prospect in the league on some level in terms of what they could do, but also I don't know what they will do. Like, will they be able to put together a team that's like proper championship caliber, or will they try and put together a team that maybe has like a really high ceiling and therefore they've got the outside chance of an event to win? I mean, look, you can never rule anyone out entirely, but you know, it just is what it is.
Especially on a weekend at COD.
Yeah, and they might change a format. Like you never know what happens, right? I think it might get, you know, right now we've got single elimination finals, all that type of stuff. So, okay, Falcons. We talked about them. OpTic Texas, baby. Let's just crack right on. It's time to do the green wall. They come into this weekend and they get a pretty clean 2-0. The RØKKR series was insane. I mean, this was a series. It's a generational series right here because Kenny was back against OpTic, his first series he played against them. I think the first thing that OpTic fans will notice is that Kenny immediately was playing way better. Like, I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden Kenny rocked up and looked like he wanted to be there, looked like he was having fun, and he played a pretty good series. This could have gone either way. OpTic won both hard points in the end and clutched up in a control. I mean, Sky's got like a 3-piece with a pistol. It was pretty crazy round 11. I think RØKKR kind of threw this one. I mean, both of the hard points, they probably should have won. Like they had their chances. I mean, I think game 1 they kind of super through. Game 2, I don't know if game 4. I don't know if it was really better or worse, to be honest. But
Game 4 was way worse.
yeah, they just went, well, to be fair, both maps, but game 4 they went 1 by 1 forever. It was kind of frustrating to watch that they lost to round 11. Big 10 points in the grand scheme of things. OpTic come out of the weekend looking real good, 2-0, great weekend. But the reality is that, you know, this was a bit of a sketchy series. It wasn't the highest quality COD that I've ever seen, but it was, I think, kind of what we hoped to see in terms of a competitive series.
It was a great game of COD to watch. It was
yeah.
ass from both sides. Like the plays that were being made. You were watching the mini map. It was a lot of solo challing, a lot of this, a lot of that. By no means was it the best game of COD I've ever watched in my life. It was only entertaining for how bad some of the plays were that made it close, which is funny to me. Listen, pros, can we stop using these RCXD cars? Like, what's going on there? They are fucking ass. They are so
I'll
bad.
bring that up, yeah.
And if you're going to use it, can you not use it when all your teammates are in a confined space? Like, damn, drive that bitch down there.
Yeah.
This is funny
listen,
one, man.
yeah.
Kenny thought he was too far behind. Then he gets
RØKKR are a fun team to watch now. I mean, they were fun before because it was just 4 gritty guys, but that, you know, that funny picture, you've probably got it, Rab, where they're all looking at Kenny when he's saying something. It's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles looking at Master Splinter when he's talking, you know.
Yeah, I did see that, but I don't know if I could find
It was a fun series to watch. OpTic, you know, we can say whatever, you know, they got the win. I just want Skies to start playing a bit better. I feel like he's a bit lackluster right now. And it's not like he was the top dog on LAG. There was a reason that he was swapped out, Priest was swapped out, all that type of stuff. But he's with way better players right now, and he doesn't have to do as much. You know, just win your ones, win your gunfight. And I feel like this OpTic team will be a lot better. We have this question of, is OpTic going to win an event this year? I don't feel like this OpTic team wins an event, but they can definitely cause an upset. These players can cause an upset. I don't see him winning, but they can definitely do something. And let's just start by saying Huke is an absolute don. By the way, he is gross. They all call, you know, I see a lot of OpTic fans as well. They all call him an onliner. Listen, this guy's a champion. All right, don't disrespect him. He's definitely been it. He can do it on LAN. He's been doing it on LAN. And I think the only thing they've got to start doing is stop going down so much, because they always have to clutch at this moment. Once they stop that, I feel like we're gonna see a good team.
I have a lot of thoughts. Talking about
My guy.
Talking about RØKKR, they fucking threw the fuck out of that. I was rooting for RØKKR. I also love Kyler, so I was rooting for RØKKR this series. The fucking RC, I'm pretty sure I asked Ken about that. I said, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And then he was just like, it's a miscomm, so it was just a miscommunication. Because I'm pretty sure they knew there was no trophy on the bomb. So I was like, all right, if you knew there was no trophy, why didn't y'all nade? And then he was like, that's what we was finna go do. But then he just called the RC or something. So it was just a miscomm. It was just hectic. First time picking up a player, you're round 11 versus OpTic. It's just a little hectic, like shit just happened. So that was like a good moment for them, even though I wish they would have fucking won it. And then they threw so many times in the hard point. So like, I don't want to call out Nero for this, but even the 1v1 and the 5-4 when it was him versus Brandon, like that's one of those situations where he didn't lose them the round. Obviously, it's a 1v1, didn't go either way. I just would have loved for Nero to like get active and get information in that 1v1. Like, I just feel like you're in a 1v1 trapped on the bomb, or he thinks he's trapped. I'm guessing, because he literally planted the bomb and just stood still, and then Brandon hit the corner and shot him in the side.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing
round,
he thinks he's trapped. I'm guessing his thought process was he's trapped, but I just would have loved for him to like abuse the SMG, like ask, like every time I'm in a 1v1, who am I playing? Like I'm not trying to say I'm a legendary 1v1 player, but like my last season I was 11 for 12 in 1v1s.
Yo, I forgot about that actually.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm fucking godlike or anything, but like ask who am I playing? Brandon. All right, but I have a fucking sub. I'm literally sliding back and forth. I'm just sliding back and forth. Like, I'm trying to see if I can shoulder something, because, like, Brandon's not going to get cracked on you. Like, he's not, like, obviously Brandon's a really good player, but I'm just saying, like, that should be your mindset. Like, I feel like Hydra or BZ, like, they would have, like, low-key abused him, because I just feel like Brandon didn't play it like anything special. He just literally ironed and walked the corner, checked his left. He literally turned his whole back to Nero and then just shot him in the side. I just would have loved, even if Nero lost it, like that's why I feel like it's not like he lost them the round. I just would have loved for Nero to lose. If he's gonna lose the 1v1, lose it throwing a shoulder, lose it taking a chow. You know, don't just get shot in the side in a 1v1. Like I just feel like that's just such a missed opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's you know, what, you're in a 1v1 versus accuracy. All right, I'm gonna get mixy because this guy's slow. I'm gonna throw some.
You should have the same mindset. You should have that same mindset, even though it's Dashy. Have the same mindset. It's a fucking AR. Let me shoulder something. Let me try to fucking get the drop on this guy.
I don't like when players like don't play for info. I think that's what it's
Nero.
saying. Like,
this round to me is Nero's happy to lose this 1v1 if he comes to the right. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
If he comes to the right, it's fuck it.
Just play basically. He's played 50-50, yeah. But
motherfucker, you are in a bomb site where you can literally stand on top of that box and have a head glitch where you can look either side, jiggles and everything like that, and you've decided to sit in a corner. Like I love Nero, but this play was god awful. Like it was actually god awful. Like
I would have loved for him to play that different.
If I'm his teammate, I'm tweaking. I know Don is too. Like Don's probably like, nice try, but then after he's gonna go to his boys like, yo, what the fuck was that? Like, like respectfully, like I love Nero, but this was just a happy to lose this round situation. He didn't even try and win. And that's all I have to say about this round.
No,
I even said to myself,
and play scared, you always get punished. So
I even said to myself, because I don't watch this with anyone. Like I just sit in my chair by myself like an old angry man I am. And he made that play, and I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like that play was god awful. And you watch it back in the kill cam. If I'm Dashy, I'm just laughing. Everyone's like, "Dashy, most clutch player in the world." Yeah, I would be too if I played. If I played against that every week, I would be too.
Yeah.
Damn. That's no hate to Dashy, by the way. No one jump on me.
Like I said, that wasn't the reason they lost or anything. I just would have loved for him to play that differently. Besides that, I love this new RØKKR team. I've like I said before, last show, Paul, R.I.P. Paul. You won't be forgotten. He's a great fucking guy, bro. But they are gonna be better with Ken. It just is what it is. OpTic looked better too, of course. On OpTic winning, I feel like honestly they could get like top 4, top 3. I do agree with your take on Caesar. I feel like he's just, I don't know. He's just not impressed. Like his gameplay is just not impressive. It looks like he's just vibing and doing what it takes, which that's good. I just don't think that's gonna work versus like LAT and FaZe. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Honestly, I just don't.
And if he didn't get that free piece or ace, what it was with the pistol at the end of that S&D, I feel like there'd be a lot of talk about him being lackluster in that RØKKR series.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like in some respects it's kind of like, you know, in MW2, OpTic had a shambles of a year. Scump said he was going to play the whole year. He then retires after a month. Dashy got dropped. They're beefing with Rambo. Illy was gone again, but they never said goodbye. They then brought Rambo was kind of back, and then they said goodbye again. Then Dashy comes back in because Scump retires mid-season. They bring in Huke, even though everyone knew they wanted to get rid of him for Pred as soon as they could. They even tried. They couldn't make it happen because Surge refused to give him any money or to take any money, whatever. They brought in Ghosty. And their season was a mess, and they managed to salvage a couple of grand finals appearances out of it. I guess the point is you look back at that season and you think, well, there were some good teams that year, MW2, but FaZe weren't like as good as they could have been. New York ended up winning champs that year with a team that they then blew up after they won champs. So like even if OpTic have a similar season, this year on paper the team is just a bit more competitive to me. So even if OpTic like become the same type of team as they were in MW2, this year they've got a FaZe that are actually real good. They've got a Thieves that should be the best team in the game. They've got, you know, even outside of that, Toronto are like always competitive, right? So I think that's my thinking with OpTic, is that they'll be good but not good enough this year, which again raises questions like, okay, they turn up to the off season, what do you do, right? But they're exciting to watch. It's good to see Huke and Shotzi back together again. I don't know if Shotzi and can Shotzi in good faith ever drop Huke again. I mean, probably he will, to be honest, but it's gonna be tough. Like you gotta think at this point, Shotzi and Huke might be here for the long haul, especially if next year's game is similar to this year's game, which rumor has it is gonna be. But again, it's like when they were going to get rid of Ken, or people were talking about it, eventually they had to make the decision because it was untenable. Like Kenny had to go, sure, but in the long term, like, you know, they have lost a very valuable asset. Just, you know, it is what it is.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see them all doing well on the on different teams, though. You know. Like everyone,
that's good.
Like Kenny, like everyone was like, "Oh, Ken 0.3 this, you know, he's gonna go on this team." While they picked up him, he was gonna play worse than Poole. I've been saying it since days. You know, there was something going on in that OpTic team that didn't allow people to just play like that. I think there were, like I said, there must have been something on the inside of the teams. Maybe they didn't like playing with each other in terms of play style. Like they were like being friends, but the play style they just weren't there. And Kenny looks a lot happier playing on this RØKKR team. I'll say he looks. He looks
like he's loving life again, Ken. And he mentioned it in the interview when he was like, "I got my enjoyment back playing CoD again, playing with some younger guys. It's helping me get some energy back." And Kenny looks like he wants to be there again, which is great.
I will say this though. Props to Geo, by the way. That guy is a fucking shooter. Like, and I'm not talking. I ain't talking like he just stands on a head glitch and just shoots. This guy snaps, slides, all that, bro. Against OpTic, he was hitting on the control.
People say he's like Dashy. He's like early Dashy.
Bro, this guy was hitting some shit, bro. He was shooting some shots. I was like, bro, like this guy can shoot. And bro, Kenny's got a good little team right now. Like they're all like little young gun shooters. Like I'd be happy playing with these motherfuckers too.
Nah, yeah, he's in a good spot.
He gets to stay in Texas too as well, like because Ravens that was based there, right? So like that's a big deal too. So like it kind of made sense in the end.
Everyone said he looked stressed on OpTic. He did. Like,
stress.
Bro, even on a map when like he'd be like, bro, he'd look away and be like, fucking hell, what's going on here?
He looked miserable on OpTic, bro. Holy. Even when they won their last series, he won his last series before he got dropped. I'm like, bro, I was at the gym with Lou and we were watching it at the gym, and I was like, bro, Ken is lost full and they won the series. Like, bro, like, would you be happy? I'm like, I mean, we were 0-18, we won a series, yeah, I would be happy. And then when I talked to him later that day, he already knew he was gone.
Yeah.
So he was like basically playing the series knowing that he was dropped. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As
What-
you know
like,
you're getting
yeah.
dropped, you know you don't give a fuck if you even win this series.
That's what I
respect
got
him
from
for
his
still going
facial
hard.
expression too. But like people say
Yeah.
that Kenny, okay, so Hex said that on that podcast, right? That Kenny like stepped down, like half stepped down. I don't fully believe it, but like,
Nah, he
You know what I'm
did.
saying?
He kind of did. I
Yeah.
feel like he did.
but like
But
he
it was-
mentioned it as a
it's-
possibility, but like they still dropped it. You
step-
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a drop. It was like a drop, but it was like
Kind of
it's
And
a
drop
drop.
he understood the drop.
he knew it was
It was a
gonna.
drop.
Yeah.
It was a drop where it's like, all right, bro, like y'all are definitely gonna drop me at some point. We might as well just get this shit over with, type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, nah,
leave
see, that's
before you
what-
get fired. Yeah,
That's kind of what it was. Like, that's what. Yeah.
yeah.
It's, I
The
feel like
drop
Kenny
thing.
didn't. I feel like Kenny didn't walk in the room and go, "All right, guys, you're gonna be 10 times better without me. Just get rid of me."
No.
I think it was after that point-3 series. He was like, "Shit, like I might."
Yeah,
as well
because he's
just play."
playing matches. He's looking
Yeah.
like shit when he knows he's not this shit. Like he's literally swearing up and down to me. Like I started to think he was delusional. I'm like, bro, like, are you just like you just gotta play better? And he's just like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm not this bad. Like I promise you, I'm not this horse shit. I'm like, all right, bro, I hear you. And like he wasn't this. He just wasn't this horse shit. I'm like, all right, well, he just was. I'm gonna leave this motherfucker alone. He's shooting.
I mean, he was actually
Bro.
cooking. Like this map, he
Yeah,
could.
he's shooting.
And then in the Boston series they played, he was on fire in the 2 respawns that they won. But it's like OpTic fans are going to be sitting there mind blown. Like, why the hell couldn't Kenny do this for us when he was last?
Might be
How
his
do-
PC too, because I swear on my life, the clips he would show me of like him shooting it actually looked like he was like shooting the bullshit, bro. Like, and I'm just like, every kill on his screen looked hard. Like, it doesn't look like that anymore. Even Sam was
Yeah,
saying,
that's
Sam
a
was
good
like, bro,
point.
every kill looked so fucking hard. Like, when every kill looks hard like that, that's why I was like, Ken, are you just playing bad? Because like, if you have a 0.3 or like every kill looks hard, that's not a team thing in my opinion. Like his mental could have just been that torch, bro. Like, I don't know. There's no fucking way. Every kill looked like it was on fucking veteran difficulty. Like it was the hardest shit I ever seen.
Bro, he just
He got
it-
no freebies.
So he's on a new PC now, yeah, because he's on like Paul Lex's
It might be
old
his PC. What if it's nah? What if it?
Wait, so he's
Wait,
got
who-
Ken's old PC.
I, thi- I, thi- I
He's
think
PC,
it's,
bro.
I think it's Kyler.
I'm pretty
Kyler,
sure.
okay.
I'm pretty sure Caesar had his PC and said he's not playing on that shit.
I'd
For
done the
real?
same thing.
I'm pretty sure Caesar got Kenny's PC. He was like, "Fuck no, I'm not playing on that shit."
Wow, there you go. There you go.
Bro, it's
I mean,
all
listen,
mental,
for,
right?
for Kenny though, it's like not only did you play bad, you played bad on OpTic, which just makes makes everything 10 times worse. You know. So, like I said, he probably dropped that 0.3. Donham walked in the room. He's like, "All right, boys, just get this fucking over and done with."
let's
Like,
get this over. We're done with. Yeah.
all right, we're out of this bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck no more. Like, all right, fuck it. We'll just win this last series. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take away my stuff, get my clothes, and I'm gone. Like,
Get my
fuck it. I mean, it's like, you know, but people are like saying like, "Oh, Trey, you're dumb as hell for saying Kenny's good, bro. He's dropping 0.3s, 0.5. You're dumb as hell if you think he's gonna go to another team and play well." I'm like, you dumb as hell. Like, you do realize that, like not, bro, playing with other people, like, bro, you know, when your team's chalked, everyone's playing bad. You can just go to another team and play well. Like, it's a different environment. Like, just how it is. Environment changes the way people play. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, you think
it's
Kenny
like-
forgot how to shoot? He won champs 8 months ago.
Yeah, it's one of those things like Kenny just seems happier on this team because, you know, there probably is less pressure because he's not playing as bad. Maybe his PC was fucked and he's also an OpTic, you know. Everyone's going to be like, Kenny dropped 0.3s, but yeah, my PC's like shit. He's like, nah, you just dog shit. And everyone, he's got to deal with that. Like, he's just happy playing with a bunch of like new people that, you know, probably listen to the way that he wants to play COD too.
I mean, there was people saying that RØKKR were going to get worse picking up Kenny for Paul, like, respectfully. Or, like, at least they weren't going to get better because some people were saying, oh, well, at least Paul drops a 0.8, Kenny drops 0.7. So I'm like, just like, I don't know. Whatever. Do the talking
Brother,
on the
people-
server, I guess, huh?
Last thing I'll say on this is like the people who like are disagreeing with your take about the environment trade, they simply just don't.
They
Like,
don't
they're
get it.
just lost. Like they're just lost, bro. Like respectfully, I'm not gonna call them stupid, but like
Oh,
they're a
I'll
little
call him
stupid.
dumb as hell.
They might be a little fucking smacked right now, honestly.
The way I see it is like, imagine working a job you hated and then changing to a job you like doing, you know, where it's like kind of similar to what you're doing,
Yeah,
but you go
it's
to a
the
different
same shit.
workplace, you know? Oh, I like these guys. These guys are cool as hell. You know, I might actually start waking up and enjoying myself. Like, it's clear some of you have never been, it's not even being in like the CDL. Like, it's clear some of you just haven't been in a team to like
100%.
go. It's like being in a toxic relationship, you know?
Honestly, there was a massive win for RØKKR this game 5, round 11. Because, like, you know, I like the Boston team. I still have a couple of questions on them. Like, Cammy honestly was on fire this series. Again, my questions are around Wake. I know he had the most damage on the team, but like Cammy has clearly stepped up lately. And the Purge and Snoopy combo, I don't think you should really go anywhere with. I don't think Boston will change. I don't think they need to. Like the win against Toronto they got, I mean, they got blessed the win. Maybe not blessed, they earned the win, but like, you know, obviously they won the series 2-0. We'll get to that. That was a big 10 points. It would have been a huge 20 points for Boston in the standings, but obviously they lost in the end. But it was big for RØKKR because they were on 90 and they're now at 100. So they've overtaken Cloud9 after these 2 Grueler series. You're probably going to take them to overtake Miami at some point. And we looked at Cloud9's schedule earlier. RØKKR have an easier one for sure. It's not like super easy, but it couldn't get much more straightforward. Like they play Ravens, Cloud9, Miami are their next 3 games in the qualifiers. All of those are winnable. And then Major 4 qualifiers, they play Falcons and Gentlemates. Then Toronto, Ravens, Surge. So Toronto and Surge not easy, but like there's no FaZe in there, there's no Thieves in there, there's no OpTic in there anymore. Like so, in terms of a schedule from now to the end of the year, RØKKR have one of the better ones. Like I don't think it was in Kenny's mind when he made the decision, but like it's at least relevant because Cloud9 and I think Miami, I'll have a quick look at Miami to see their schedule because I think their one is tough. Yeah, like I mean, look at Miami's schedule: OpTic, FaZe, Ultra, RØKKR, the next 4 games, then Thieves. So Miami's next 5 games are like some of the hardest games
Really
you're going to get. So yeah, it's looking good for Kit, but it was a big 10 points. Every 10 points at this point is really big. I know the league are doing like a pretty good job highlighting it, but I don't know. I try and make it clear that like that RØKKR Boston game was huge. Like that was not just that was like, what do they call in the Premier League, like a 6-pointer, you know?
Yeah. Listen, let me try and emphasize this the best I can. Every single match from here on out, even if it's OpTic, everyone OpTic and below, in my opinion, maybe 5th place too. I'm not too sure.
Right, Fifth have enough buffer probably, and Ravens
right.
at 200. So.
Every match from the 6th slot down matters. Because, like, even the OpTic RØKKR match, that was huge for OpTic.
Yeah,
like,
it was, yeah.
It was huge. Like, wow. The league's entertaining for sure. Like, even if a smaller team comes out, like Boston, for example, that Toronto, like, you know, somewhat like say they forfeited the match due to that. So like even that's huge. If I'm Boston, I'm getting a steak dinner on that. What, they forfeiting? All right, bet.
Yeah.
We needed these 10 points.
Yeah, they're taking that straight to the bank.
I just want to emphasize for guys, you know, for the people that say like, oh, the league's boring, whatever, like that. Like we're getting to the point in the league now where everything is so close that. And even the events being as close as they are, one after the other, wow. Like, it's actually very entertaining, and it's going to come down to the last match of the season and last match at the major for anyone to make change.
This shit is hella close, bro. I was just staring at it.
It's very close.
This is hella, yeah. I think RØKKR are going to do it, bro. RØKKR are going to make champs.
No, they are.
With that schedule?
Bro, and my thing is like, yo, let's say RØKKR don't make champs. Yeah, they lose out on by 10 points, yeah. Is that RCXD 5-5?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Nero sitting in the corner, man.
Bro, Nero sitting in the corner. Can you get an RCXD 5-5 off a team kill? Bro, he might, bro. Like, they're the type of shit you lose sleep over.
Yeah.
You just stare at the ceiling like, Damn, bro, I really got blown up by a Hot Wheel car. Like, damn.
If they'd have lost the one to Boston as well, they would have been tweaking the whole weekend.
Oh, bro.
Because like
Serious,
it's so big series. I think for OpTic it's quite interesting, right? Because they are. Yeah, I'm interested to know what the chat thinks about RØKKR making champs. Because like, I think they will, but if you look at obviously someone's not going to make it. If I had to guess right now, I'm taking Miami not to make it. Obviously, the bottom two teams are chalked.
I don't know. Cloud9 is scary now just because of that new info we got.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but if they play like they did against OpTic, they are cooked, and also they've got a difficult schedule and they're behind. So right now, like, you know, Boston would be the other team, wouldn't they? That would potentially not make it, and they've got a 25-point buffer on New York.
I
right
think
now.
you swap Heretics and RØKKR, and that's the 8 that make champs.
Yeah, I think you're probably right as it stands.
Because listen, I won't disrespect Miami crazy, but they just ain't that good on LAN, and I don't give a fuck about the top 3 they got. I really don't.
They nearly
they're
lost
just
to
not-
Falcons, bro. That's enough for me. Respectfully. But also OpTic, like their 6th seed, they're probably not going to get any better than 6th. Even if OpTic keep playing well, which they probably will, they'll do well enough. Like, I mean, they could definitely get better than 6th. Like, you get 100 points for winning an event, so it's not impossible. There's 2 more events, but if they stay 6th seed, you know, it's Toronto round 1 at champs, right? It's not easy. Just looking ahead, but
Miami are 8 and 15, and New York have a better win-loss than them.
yeah, that's Madrid cheese.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Oh,
they
man,
earned
shit.
it, but you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But they got like they ain't as good. Like, yeah, they got 1 top 3, but they're not a good. Like, the reason I don't have them making it is because they're not a good LAN team.
British Phenom
And they
says,
didn't
is
do
it
it, and-
true what I've seen C9 replacing Attach with Capsidal? We don't know if they're actually going to do it. Well, we do know that they trialed it. So, in recent times. Speaking of Boston, though, let's get into it. The big drama of the weekend. You don't see this very often. When the forfeits come through. But we got it in this series. It's such a weird one when these two teams play each other. We've seen this a couple of times. I don't know if you remember the series they played at the start of last year when it was obviously Skrapz was still there. And Toronto were looking like unreal at the start of last game. They won the first event. They were looking untouchable. They played Boston online, got 3-0 slammed. And that was like with Slasher when he was there and that. And then it was normal service resumed for both teams after that series. So for some reason, there's always some weird internet shit that happens when Toronto play Boston. And obviously it's why we need a LAN league or just kill the whole idea of doing LAN qualifiers or online qualifiers in general, whatever. They destroyed them game 1. And this, by the way, is a Toronto Ultra fresh off beating FaZe. So like this is not like a Toronto in bad form. They'd literally taken down FaZe the other day. They'd won both hard points against them and then they clutched up the game 5. We'll talk a bit about this as the show goes on as well. But then they play Boston a couple of days later and get 3-0'd. I mean, they don't really get 3-0'd. They don't even play the rest of the game. They go down 2-0 and then they call it a day. So, all right. Obviously, you guys have some experience playing in the league, dealing with some of these issues. This was Joe Deceive's Twitter thread he put out on it. I mean, the first thing we really heard about it was because Toronto just tweeted out. They just tweeted like, "See y'all next week." Yeah, see you next weekend. A bit what? They called it off because it was getting delayed for ages. And then Joe Deceives comes out with a series of tweets and says, basically, they were rubber banding hard. The server that they chose wasn't good or something. The league didn't believe them that they were having issues. They felt like they were getting screwed over because the league was like, the show must go on. And then they decided to stick to their guns and just say we're gonna forfeit the series effectively to make a point. So, first of all, we have no like evidence of their perspective on this. Joe Deceive said that his coach like recorded it and showed it to the league. Obviously, we ain't seen that footage, so there's some debate on the topic. But I don't know. What do you guys think anyway, Trey? Because I'm sure you've been through something similar at some point.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if they feel like they've been hard done by the league and they're not sorting it out and they've complained about it, we've had, you know, do what you need to do. We've had referees cleaning the dishes mid-map and not ending the game. So, respectfully to the CDL, actually, no, disrespectfully, some of these refs are ass, and the way they do stuff is ass. I think a lot of players, we've been dealing with this for years, even when I was playing. Like some of the refs, they just don't care. They're there, they sit there. As long as you're in the game, that's all that matters. Yeah, yo, ref, I'm lagging, You leave the game. Boys, you shouldn't have done that. I didn't tell you to. Well, motherfucker, you weren't on the mic to tell me I couldn't do that, so I'm gonna take matters into my own hands. With the rubber banding stuff, I would love to see him post clips about it, just so everyone can see that they weren't bullshitting. And I'm not saying they are, but that's the speculation. I don't know why they would forfeit if they weren't, but I'm just saying in general of the whole thing. But maybe the league said, nah, don't post no clips, otherwise you're fucked. Because we don't want to look bad. So end of the day, they forfeited because they felt like they had to, because the league don't listen, and it isn't the first time it's happened. I think the league really need to look into what goes on behind this, because it actually looks embarrassing that a team that plays for the league just says, nah, we're forfeiting because your servers are dog shit.
Yeah. But the one main thing I would say, as a player, y'all gotta y'all gotta gas and glaze the refs, bro. Every time you join that team speak, talk to the ref, say hello, how was your day? You know what I'm saying? Become their friend. Okay. There was a dude, I forgot his name. He had the deep ass voice. Man, I was talking to that guy like I knew him for 10 years, every fucking match. And that shit will help you, bro. I'm telling you.
Same with Alex.
That's why motherfuckers in the NBA, they be talking to the refs, because they be on the side like, hey, ref, hey. Talking about other shit, talking about girls, whatever. Then they get that extra call. You know what I'm saying? You might, but in that ref work, you might get that extra motherfucking call. He might let you lead a game a couple extra times. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, because the shit that Joe was saying is like there's not a static rule. They just make up the rules like on the fly. Yes. That's literally been it for 10 years. That is absolute horseshit, bro. That's what they do. They can any rule. They probably have a fucking rule book, bro. They can just that shit is not real. They can do whatever they want. They can make you this team replay. They can literally do whatever you want, bro. So you have to just know that as a player. I don't ever see that shit changing, because especially with like resets, I know that's not like what happened, but like resets and replays, like it's always like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I was at the Pro-Am. We're literally calling a streak, and the team is literally getting spawn trapped, and we had to replay the round because Nikki D signed into my Activision account in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always
I forgot about that. Wow.
Bro, he signed into my account. I'm literally like, I just got signed out, and then we replayed it, and then we lost. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just always like some shit that's gonna happen. There's no like certified rule, like, oh, if we're up by this certain amount of points, we automatically get the win. Like, it's just, there's just always gonna be bullshit with the rules. So like, obviously the lag part, I mean, I don't know how, like, if they're lagging the whole first map, they should have just literally like chalked it up, like left the game first map. Like, if you're gonna do what you do, stand on it immediately. Like,
as soon as you finish out the map, it's chalked, because they have the result. As soon as you finish out, it's just, bro. I can't believe this match flies under the radar as much as it does. But MW 2019 FaZe versus London. I wasn't on the team at the point.
All right, Chef, find it.
Skrapz wasn't around. He wasn't on the headset. But he has a twin brother called Wuskins who said ready. And they both sound the exact same.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So when the ref said, yo, are we ready? And he waits for 5 yeses, Wuskins sounds like Skrapz. So they've played a whole map out where Skrapz isn't moving on the map. He isn't spawned in because he ain't on the fucking headset, and they lose a whole map because of it, and they don't revert it.
Oh my god, I forgot about
I can't believe this.
I do not remember that. What the fuck?
I can't believe this doesn't get spoken about a lot. Like,
wait, he didn't play the whole map?
I'm pretty sure he wasn't there the whole map. Like,
why didn't they end the game?
I need to find this one if I can.
Bro, I swear I'm not faded. This happened.
I believe you. What the fuck?
Because that's like the type of shit the league were doing in the first year as well. You know, you know what I mean?
Let me try and find
they
it, bro.
Care. I don't think it can't have been online. It would have been an online one, huh?
Yeah, it's online.
Trying to find what it could have been here. Oh my god, that does bring me back though. But yeah, like, it always, even in GBs back in the day, there used to be this rule. Like, you'd play a game, and if you quit, the other team would be like, oh, they quit, so we forfeit. Like, they forfeit because you left the game. But then, if you play the game out and you lose with the bullshit that's going on, then they've got the scoreboard to say, look, refs, we won.
Yep.
So, like, it's a lose-lose. What do you want me to do? Like, usually you just have to quit and hope the other team is goodwill. And they, like, say, okay, all right, whatever. Like, you guys had some bullshit. We'll run it back. But that wasn't always how it was.
I'm telling you, this happened. Like,
and sometimes the league, like, they don't... What annoys me sometimes is when you've got players and they... Like, let's say they want to play it out with the other team, right? Like, there's some BS going on, but both teams agree that we want to replay it or we want to do this. And yet the referees say, nah, you can't do it because we will say this, right? That's the shit that annoys me. Because it's happening a lot in the challenges as well.
And even the OpTic forfeit where they use an SAE or like his controller fucked up or something like that. It was like they just forfeited. Sometimes you just got to stand 10 toes like Don says and just actually just fucking leave early or something like that. Don't let.
The earlier you do it, the better it is. Because then the other team's gonna be like, oh, we're only up 20, bro. Just fucking replay it, like. Or the game just started. Just fucking replay it, you know. The earlier, the better, bro.
It's better than finishing out the map where it says you've lost 250 to 120, and then you're like, then you complain because you've already played it out. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, and also the server situation just kind of like when you guys were playing in the league, do they still run it the same way, like how they choose the servers? Because remember that famous series in Cold War when OpTic played FaZe and they ended up on like an Atlanta server or something, and OpTic just got slammed because Envoy got an email that it was going to be Atlanta server and then he didn't correct them, so they played on the server even though it was wrong or whatever. I don't know. I think that's how it used to work back then.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays
I'm not sure
they do like a
I'm pretty sure it's still the
test,
same.
right?
I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, but you ping test and you veto both things and you play them.
Yeah. And then these lot are
I'm
using.
pretty sure you veto the servers.
They're using this exit lag, right? This calls for a bit of drama. So Draza, he did a tweet and he says, this is what happens when you use exit lag. So you got this exit lag software that some of these teams are using. I don't know if it was used like when you guys were playing really, but I think a few teams are using it now.
Shit.
I've never heard of it even to this day.
Well, there you go. So I know Joe Thieves came on the flank and he was explaining it a bit. I think the idea is that it would just help with your connection to some of these servers. So it's kind of a bit cheese, but I guess the league knows that they're doing it, so it should be fine. But anyway, Draz was... It's just such a joke, isn't it? Like, this league is meant to have this ping equalization tool, which definitely works, right?
No, that thing's ass as hell.
That shit is awful, bro.
Bro,
That shit does not work, bro.
Bro, being an LA team last year and then having like, sorry guys, we're gonna have to add 30 ping to you because it's gonna match it. What do you mean you're gonna add 30 ping to me? What the fuck do you mean you're gonna add 30 ping? That's like DDoSing me.
That system is awful, bro.
Hey guys, you just letting you guys know you got 20 ping more than these. So we're gonna even it out and give you both. You know, my thing about it is, if you were on lower ping, they would add ping to you but that's unnatural ping.
Yeah,
like,
it's not like real ping.
If I'm on 40 ping naturally, I would love to play a team that's got an extra 20 ping unnaturally because that's got to be doing something. It's got to be doing something crazy. What do you mean you're going to add 20 ping to me? What the fuck does that even mean? No, you're not. You're not touching my shit. I promise you. You ain't doing that. I would love to know how it works because I guarantee it fucks you over so bad.
I think most pros would agree with that take, to be fair.
It's like DDoSing someone. Hey, guys, we're just going to throttle your internet real quick, give you a bit more ping. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Just keeping it fair, you know? Just keeping it fair.
Give me a fucking server or a LAN league to make it fair.
Honestly, it is one of the takeaways from this. Joe then followed up and said, I mean, I love the fact that these tweets are still up, by the way. Like, I know that Octave he'd be getting an email for this. I don't know if they really care nowadays, but Joe says, sorry to the fans and everyone watching, but we can't keep letting the league get away with how bad it's being ran and the shit decisions and responses everyone is getting. Apologies. Triple heart emoji. So I like this idea that Toronto are kind of, taking one for the team. they're saying, fellas, we're going to take a bit of a stand on this. Is it going to change anything?
But it all depends on who you are. It's like Don said, if you glaze the right people, you're good. Toronto, Premium League glazers. All right, let's not deny that. The league love Toronto. So they're going to be like, Adam, I'm sorry this happened to you. Listen, we're going to get right on this. You know, tell the boys they're not getting fined for that because we completely agree. We understand. But you go to a team that doesn't, you go to a team that complains all the time. Let's say Scrappy. Oh, Thomas Ernst wants us to help him. So I don't think so, buddy. I think we're okay on that.
This is Don's point about the referees, huh?
Yeah, you got
You got to cuddle up a little bit.
Bro, the ref, right? Yeah, you got to make sure, bro. You got to make sure. I'm telling you, back in Vanguard. Hey, Alex, how you doing? What'd you have for dinner today? Oh shit, Panda. Sounds good. We might get that later, Alex.
Was it Alex? Was that Deep Voice?
I think Alex. I don't know who it was. But Alex was our guy. You know, we requested Alex every time we had a match. You know?
You requested him. You could do that.
Well, yeah.
Request a referee. Doesn't sound very fair to me.
But
Request a referee.
Sometimes
the Deep Voice guy with the COVID mask, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the GOAT. Nah, he's the GOAT. That guy's the GOAT.
But you know, Alex, what'd you have for dinner? Oh, I might get that too. What you recommended to me now, Alex? I'll try it. Next time you see him, Alex, I tried your recommendation. That shit was fire. I know.
Even if it was dog shit, it was fire.
Hey, Alex, I'm gonna need 5 minutes. All right. No, we can't leave starting 2. Alex, I'm gonna need 5. All right, let me put in a request. Cheers, Alex.
Yeah, that guy was gassing my team up and shit. That guy was a part of the squadron, bro. They got
bro, you just troll him. He'd be like, "Yo, so who do you want to win?" He'd be like, "I can't have an opinion on that." And he'd be like, "I've muted the comms, Loki. I want you guys to win today." I was like, "All right, bet."
Right, this league is so unserious, man.
After we won one time, he was like, "Good shit, guys." Let's get it, yo. Let's get it, man.
Oh my god!
Hey, bro. Did you see him at the event, Alex? How you doing? Hey, you guys were talking that split. I know.
Bro, he's on the stage. Like, we're doing our little thing where you like make sure everything is good for when you play. He's like, "Yo, is everything good? Your earbuds work?" I'm like, "Damn, bro. Like,
you're like the coach.
Appreciate you looking out for me. Appreciate you. This motherfucker's on the team."
You look at the ref on the other side. He looks like he hates himself. Like,
he ain't vibing with the other team. Yeah.
Motherfucker was on my squad. I'm like, let's get it.
You guys go down like 80 points and the server gets chalked. He's like, little replay, little 0-0.
The funniest ones is when the league said that we weren't changing chairs, and some players would kick up a fuss, like, "No, I'm not playing on those chairs. They'd be rolling too much and shit." So like, no, you have to play with them. And then, bro, they would kick up a fuss. So you just see some poor guy come out with a plastic 4-legged chair and just plonk it down. Look like shit.
It's the Crimsix chair, man. It's the Crimsix chair.
Oh, good stuff. Great.
Yeah, Jose's not wrong. Yeah, so it was a weird one with Toronto. Like, obviously, it's a couple of years on since the most recent forfeit we've had. Scrappy said Ben Bean's got third and thinks he's scumpy. Obviously running it back to the SAE days. It's kind of a slightly different circumstance back then when Cammy he called in the SAE's game glitch, he couldn't move. They wanted to replay the round. OpTic refused to do it and they just called it a day. But I think at that point it was a 1-1 series. It wasn't a 2-0 series. So maybe it was a little bit of a different story. So technically the first ever 2-0 series win. I know that Scump was talking about it and says, I've been there before. So, yeah, it was just super weird. The delays have been pretty significant as well the last few days. But I think the matches being better has made up for it to some degree.
Yeah.
Lyman said earlier on in the chat about, I wonder how much Joey D got fined. I don't know what he said.
I mean, I think it's just for these tweets, right? Saying the league's making shit decisions and all that. You got to think that... I don't know what the rules say anymore. I mean, I'm sure the rules are probably what they were. They just choose whether they enforce them or not. I mean, it's the same with all the leagues. Like, they write the rules in a way that they can do what they want.
I think it's funny when Merc and Maven start talking about it. Like, they start talking about how bad the spawns are and how bad the maps are on broadcast.
I have a random thought. Why was Joe the spokesman for his team for this? That not weird to y'all or no?
It's a good question, actually. I mean, who
Because
would you
he's just
expect
lovable.
it to be?
You can't
Insight?
find Joey D. He's a big teddy bear. You can't fight. You can't have a go at him. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's just a big teddy bear.
It's just a random thought. Think like someone that was on the team for like years, or like a vet, like Toby. Like, where is Toby at? Did he tweet?
Good question. Let me have a look up. I think he
Like, I
did,
don't want Joe. The only reason why I question it is just me looking out for Joe. Is you've
clearly
been in the
didn't
league
tweet
years
anything.
ago. You start doing good now. Everyone is like a fan of you now. That everyone respects you as a player. Don't don't start like getting too comfortable. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like Toby should be saying that shit, and no one would have said anything, because I don't think I've ever heard Toby complain about a goddamn thing. Or like,
Inside did a tweet.
I like that.
I just feel like Joe should, like, why the fuck is he the spokesman for this whole situation? I just find that like,
I love that shit done. The guy who never speaks up or complains about something starts complaining about something. That's how you know it's bad.
that's how you know it's bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell?
When Jared started complaining, I'm like, yeah, listen to this guy. This guy.
Yeah,
doesn't
whenever
fucking
Jared
care.
spoke, I listened, bro, because that guy never fucking said anything, bro.
Same shit. You know, hear Jared complain once. Yeah, you start playing bad. He starts complaining like, all right, shit, we best lock in. Shit, he ain't fucking around no more.
No, you're right. I mean, Insight did a tweet. I think that's a good point, though, that, like, Joe, if you're going to get fined, like, why am I needed to be the one getting fined? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's just a random thought.
No, it's a fair point, though, right? Because Joe does these tweets, therefore no one else needs to tweet. And if the league are going to hit him up and fine him $1,000 for these tweets, and it's like, oh, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I bother?
Yeah.
So,
Joe Deceives on a PR tour right now. We know how that goes. You start frying, you're replying to everything. You're on a PR tour, next thing you know, you're on the flank, then Scump stream, and then and then you feel bad for breaking points. You're off on a dope check.
hop on a little dope check.
Hop on a dope check. Talk about your series. Joe Deceives, if you're here, you can hop on at any time. You can talk about it. It's all good.
Anytime.
PR tour. The PR tours are the greatest. Player starts frying. Next thing you know, he's airing everything out, and there's nothing anyone can do about it because he's on a PR tour and he's frying. Like, it's great.
Right.
I like this take from Antidote. Teams need PR managers to handle things like this so players don't face backlash. I don't think they've got the bread for that. I think they're hiring a PR manager.
Yeah, but like that stops the players from having personality.
That's what I'm saying. That's not what I want. I want them to give their, It's like Ghosty's been getting into a bit of drama this year.
Imagine PR managers tweeting out like, sorry for this, it's unacceptable. Joe Deceives, and that's all that was said. Like, now we need some passion.
Yeah, I want the live tweets that don't get deleted as well. That's what I'm talking about. Bean's also
Cammy's
tweeting
tweet
like
was
he's
good.
stumpy. Yeah, Cammy's tweet was good. I'll find Cammy's tweet real quick.
It was like officially 2-0 on.
I said Jamie.
Oh, Jamie's tweet? Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like it was professional. Like, it was good.
Yeah, I like Insight's tweet as well. I think it disappeared, but it's back now, yeah.
Joe
I mean, he
Deceives
actually
was
puts a couple of
definitely
quotes out there as well. Unacceptable as a pro being told to, quote, deal with it and, quote, the show must go on, which is pretty funny, actually. At the end of the day, like, I guess the refs in the league, they just don't fully get it from a competitor's perspective.
But also the refs are getting told by other people. Don't forget that.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. They
The
get
refs are
paid.
just pawns for the backlash.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a ref goes, nah, I don't agree with this. Yeah, well, you're not a ref no more, buddy. Fuck off.
Yeah. And they're all like, they ain't getting employed full time. They're just contractors, It's the way the league has gone nowadays because they got rid of like all the team.
Yeah, back.
So yeah, what was that other tweet I found? Yeah, it was Ben Beans having a go at them as well.
The same and Scrappy going at it was funny too.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Good boy. So yeah, Toronto, they finished the weekend 1-1. Could have been worse for them. Could have been better. Speaking of Scrappy though and Thieves, they got a win at the end of the weekend. They played one series this time against Surge. And they continued where they left off, to be fair. Like, I mean, okay, at the major they played 5 series, but if you look at their results before the major, I mean, you're looking at, even going back to Major 1, like qualifiers and Major 1 tournament, they basically only lost a phase. Then when they went to the major and, okay, they lost the series against Boston. That was a bad one to lose. They then got smoked by Toronto, but they're now back on their bullshit here against Surge because we know that Surge are looking good. They came out and they destroyed Falcons earlier in the weekend. They just come second at the major. And really, Thieves handle business here without much difficulty. I do firmly believe that when they're playing their best stuff, Thieves are the best team, and they are the best team to watch, in my opinion. Like, the pressure they put on the map, the way they play together as teamwork, the individual talent, I think it is, across all the game modes, it is the best COD, but they've just not converted yet on LAN when it's mattered. And I know that some people are going to say, oh, well, Thieves better be careful, we don't want to go 5-0 again, or you're going to get cursed. I don't know if the curse is really real, but the pressure is mounted on Thieves a little bit, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, here we go again, back to online, and they're frying. They won the MENA, and you got Scrappy tweeted out like, you know, F LAN, this is what we live for, baby, right, at the LA Onliners. So I think they're going to get it right eventually, but I don't know, it's difficult. Like, how confident can you be? What's good, Trey?
I knew I wasn't on drugs.
You found it?
Yeah, it's the Soto post, but like you have to watch the video in the Soto website. Like it's not a YouTube video. They've made the video private.
I'll make it work. Thoughts on Thieves, or like, will I bring this up?
I'll go.
Yeah.
They're definitely gross. I agree with your take that when they're on point, they're the best team. I got Hydra on my fantasy. He couldn't save me though. Holy shit, he was fucking shooting. He was fucking shooting, bro. I got kind of hold with fantasy because Wake didn't get to play the map 3, and then and he was frying that series, and then he also got kind of slammed, and Kids got kind of slammed. So I got kind of hold for my fantasy. I don't know if you guys are in fantasy, but Paco was fucking going nuts.
I stopped doing fantasy after I chose all AFE's players, and I got talked every match. I'd Hydra, Ghosty, and Scrap, I think, and I was just getting talked.
You lost?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh. I'm
Don't
0-1.
Don't choose.
Shout out to
fantasy.
Hydra. He used to use my first rounder. He was going nuts. The team is gross, bro. Scrappy is fucking gross. Like, their whole team is just gross, bro. Like, I don't know. There's really not much to say about their team. Like, they're just fucking gross.
They're just doing their thing. They just got to do it online,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, they just got to do it on land, bro. That's it. They're just gross. Like, I don't know.
All right, let me bring this up. Trey found it up. This is a clip anyway.
But shout out to Edwards who found it.
Okay, that's good work. That's good work out of Edwards. But yeah, so this is FaZe versus Ravens, Hackney Yard, map 1, and obviously the Ravens boys, Skrapz ain't even there, so they ain't playing, right? Like, but the game's still going. The game's still going, Trey. We're 50 points in.
The game goes until 250.
The game goes. The game just goes for, like, I mean, this clip goes for another 20 seconds, but people watching this home thinking, like, excuse me, what's going on? And then they pan the observers to these trains going by because there wasn't anything else to watch.
I told you, I did not dream this. This happened. I remember this happening.
So, like, what was the referee saying in the comments? I mentioned the players were just.
I don't know. I just know Matty wasn't there, but obviously his brother sounds like him, so it sounded like he was there.
Unreal. So yeah, the article from Deserto says the following. I'll make sure the stream can see what he said. Here we go. So yeah, Skrapz tweeted out and said, yeah, so official word turned out to be play on, and by the time the Ravens realised they weren't getting granted another chance, the game ended. Yeah, so they tried to come back and they lost 250 to 104, and it's kind of amazing, right? They thought they were going to get a replay. So then Matty tweeted about it. League is an absolute joke. Got told broadcast will be between 5 and 10 minutes. You're only allowed the black Mountain Dew water bottle on stream. I emptied my water and filled up the bottle. Ref asked, are we ready to go? I didn't reply. Whole team asked him 15 times when it started to restart because I wasn't there. No, you got to play. Was trying to help us, the CDL, by only advertising what they asked to use. Wow. I probably made a video on this, but I don't even remember it. It's that long ago.
Yeah, no, you definitely made a video on this.
Unlucky, man. Unlucky.
I knew I didn't dream it.
That was a fever dream season.
That was year one as well. Like that. That's when everything should be peaches and fucking cream, but it just started off bad.
Imagine Skrapz walking back to his monitor, seeing the boys like down 150 to 0.
Well, the funny thing is we all lived in separate apartments, bar Dylan and Wuskins. They lived in the same apartment. So if you wanted to get hold of someone, you had to go down an elevator and shit like that to go get hold of them.
Yeah.
Bro, they didn't end this?
No, they didn't end it. They went 250 to whatever.
Yeah, so like 100 in the end, because eventually they realised they wasn't going to get ended, so they had to just play it out. Good times, man. When the CDL first came around and they were watching everything in third person, I remember the days.
That's what I'm saying, though. These are the situations, Donnie, where you just got to leave.
Yeah. That is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I always hate
Absolutely.
Leaving
watching.
that fucking game.
I always hate watching here too.
Of course, yeah, good point, actually.
I was trying to get on the team.
Who would you have gone for? Like Sean?
Jed, I did get on for Jed.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. That was a weird one. It's my construction, man.
My nickname on this game was the Rhino.
The Rhino.
Yeah, because I was a two-piece machine when I just ran into a hill through smoke.
Oh my god, the smokes. The Dylan CoD smokes. Certainly on this map as well. You just throw them at the floor, run around with a knife out.
Arklov Peak, man, what an S&D map. That was actually a
Honestly,
class S&D
what
map.
an
I like
S&D map, though.
that. I like that S&D map.
I'm not going to gas of MW19 at all, because I do firmly think it was dog shit. But Arklov Peak was... And Gun Runner,
I
to be fair.
don't think
Gun
it's as
Runner was
bad
good.
as it... listen, I didn't think it would be... I didn't think it would go down as... I thought it would go down as the worst CoD we've had, but MW2 took that by a fucking long shot.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Some good times.
All right, the final thing I want to do in the show, we're going to do a little tier list, Trey.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, yeah,
Here
we're
we
not
go.
going to talk about many other teams. Obviously, LAG still suck.
Well, we'll do them in a tier list, you know. Like we'll kind of we'll
Yeah.
go through and have a little word on some of the teams. So I've revved up the tier list again. We've got S, A, B, C, and Falcons. Does Falcons still apply, or are they now? Is there now two teams in Falcons tier? Like, have they elevated?
I might be putting...
Oh, wait, where's the list? Where's the list? You pulling it up?
I've just got it. I've got it on. I can probably. If I share it for you, it's gonna
It'll
like
mess up
mess
the
the cameras. You know
Oh,
me
okay,
on the
okay,
cameras.
okay.
So you can have a look on it. Yeah, just have a look at the stream.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
stream. I'm looking at it.
Hell yeah. Okay, we
I mean, you
got
can
it up.
two times it too.
Yeah, to get a little bit closer. So,
Okay.
all right. So these are our teams. We're going to base these off just how good they currently are, I think, or how good maybe like how good we expect them to be at the major or something. I don't know. Like, because we think maybe some teams will get a little better with a bit more
let's
time.
predict. That'll be more fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do where we think they'll be going into the major, and then we'll do one after and be like where they actually are.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
All right at the top. Okay, FaZe lost this week. They did lose to Toronto this week. Worth discussing a little bit because FaZe, they've looked pretty godlike in every mode apart from Hardpoint, which is obviously a pretty big deal. Because they beat Ravens 3-1, but they could have lost both Hardpoints there, which was definitely interesting. And then they beat Toronto in the map 2, map 3, even though map 2 was around 11. But yeah, both of the respawns both of the hardpoints not looking so good, and Toronto take advantage. Not massively surprised. I mean, it's online Toronto, online FaZe, like, you know, it is what it is, but it was still impressive because FaZe haven't lost to any team that wasn't Surge in a very long time. And then Toronto come out and get the job done.
I hate watching these online. They're horrible to watch online. Like, they're such a great team to watch online, but when you watch them online, it's like they don't try. Like, I can't quite describe it. It just look like you see what they do on LAN compared to what they do online. It's like you never see that shit. This team is an S tier team by a country mile, and they will always be an S tier team. But when I watch, it's like when you watch them play previously, they could just lose to anyone because it just looks like they don't try. But they're an S tier team. They always will be. I've got them taking this event too. I've had them taking all these events because of how good they are on LAN. But when I watch them online, I'm like, damn.
S tier. They're the best team for a reason. They're gross. Got the best fucking players. They're just not really much to say. I don't think they're gonna win just because it's like there's no way. I feel like they're my pick to win champs. There's no way they're gonna win this one too, and then like win the next one and then win. Like, you can't win them all, bro. Like, someone has to step the fuck up eventually. Like, I'm just looking at the odds of it. Like, there's no way, like, if they win again, they're just full-blown dynasty. Like, everyone's fucked.
I have a question for you both.
Like, Jesus.
If FaZe win every single event this year, but don't win champs, do they make a change?
No, they shouldn't. They won every major.
And they don't, and
majors.
they all win all 4 majors, don't win champs, don't win
Nah.
the SWC. Do they
don't
make a
win
change?
EWC.
You shouldn't.
But if they don't win
See, this was-
both champs in EWC, they
this,
might,
see,
don't
this
they?
was my take. All right, obviously champs is champs, but Don, it's still just another weekend of COD. You've won
Right.
4. You've won back to back, all 4 majors. You don't win 2 of the biggest events, which is obviously ass, but you're the best team all year by 1 weekend. I wouldn't change.
Bro, all majors. First of all, they won ESWC, so that's 5. That's 4 majors in a row and a fucking $1 million tournament. Like, at that point, you're dying. Like, you're tweaking. Like,
I mean, OpTic are the only team to have ever won like 5 in a row. Maybe Complexity won 5 in a row too. I know they won like 12 out of 13, so they must have won 5 in a row.
yeah, that's
like-
some cold, bro. If they win this next major, they're on some cold shit, bro. Like they're on some next level shit, bro.
Hey, that was just my
It just depends how things are internally, you know, because like the winning always makes all the problems go away. I'm not saying there are loads of problems, but like because obviously it works really well as a dynamic, but you don't win 2 events. I guess the question is, what do you even do, right? Draz is just such a perfect fit for them, and I don't see why Sale should be going anywhere.
New Falcons tweet if you want to look at it.
So I'll bring up a Falcons tweet. Hell yeah.
It's an
Is it my-
official
is it my
statement
boy
reflecting
Osama?
reflecting our year CDL journey and reaffirming our commitment to the MENA region.
Oh, here we go. All right, we got a little live update for the
Read it out.
stream. Shall I read the Arabic?
Yeah, go for it.
As the Vegas Falcons, our journey began with an ambitious vision, bringing an all-Saudi roster to compete on one of the world's biggest stages. The Call of Duty, one of the world's biggest stages. Okay, I mean, I'll take the gas for the CoD League. From the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to the United States, our mission was to elevate MENA, which is Middle East, North Africa, talent, and showcase their potential to the world. Midway through the season, our direction evolved. While our current CDL roster features a broader North American presence, we are proud to continue showcasing Saudi representation at the highest level. The shift is not a departure from our core values, but a step forward in our journey, blending global competition with our foundational mission. Deeply committed to the Saudi talent that's been part of our journey, our challenger system reflects that. Continues to support a majority Saudi academy, which is true, and a second academy roster with key Saudi players working to prove themselves every day. Chase their dreams on the main stage, not the end of the road. New chapter, whether it's under the Falcons banner or elsewhere. We're dedicated to helping Middle East, North Africa talent rise. We'll keep investing in their development, mentoring their growth, providing the resources they need to succeed, including a private chef. To our fans, our players, and the entire region, we're here for the long run. Okay, pretty interesting, actually, to tweet this out. I know this is to do with their fans.
You know what this just looked at to me?
Hit me.
Where it said, well, it is we're broad in North American presence. We are proud. The direction involved. It just screams to me that our players were ass and we needed help from North America.
I mean, that is what they're saying, thinly veiled. But I think it's... Look, they've got a lot of fans from that region. There's a lot of people were saying in the chat earlier, Exnid's audience, like, is a lot of people from Saudi that support... I mean, we met them out there, right? Like, there's a good contingent of fans that really want to support the region and see it succeed. Obviously, this is just a statement, so it's not saying they're going to do anything, but it echoes the perspective that they are going to want to keep a Saudi player in their lineup, you know, like, at all times, unless...
That's what they're going to do the whole time.
That's what I'm saying about Predman. But like,
That's what they're going to do the whole time. They probably do have to make this though, because we got told at the start of the year by people that were on there, like Luti and stuff like that, they would be keeping the Falcons roster for the whole year, like the Saudi Arabian roster, and then they change halfway through, so it does look a bit crazy. Like, oh shit, we're fucked. Like, you know, we had this whole process, but. Yeah, I think the future, if they're trying to like keep someone like that, if Kick somehow manages to come back, I can see 2 Saudi and then 2 North American on this team. If he doesn't, it will be 3 Saudi. It will be 3 North American, 1 Saudi.
I think it does reaffirm their commitment, though, that they will be trying to keep that around, and rather than changing their whole mentality, they'll always have some commitment to the Saudi region, which I think is good. Like, I think it's a good thing for the scene. It's how I want the scene to be, but also it raises questions on their... Because in COD, there actually are Saudi players. There is a scene there, whereas in something like Counter-Strike, I mean, I presume there is a bit of a scene there, but I don't think their players are maybe on the same level. So, like, if they want to win in CS, they just have to go and get Nico and Monacy, which is, of course, what they've gone on to do. Whereas in COD, they may have a similar realization at some point, but I think they believe that Exnid and some of their other players can be of the quality to get there eventually. So I think it's a good statement. It's a good thing for the league, but it probably lowers the chances of Falcons winning anything anytime soon. If what they're saying here is read between the lines, you know?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've put it out there for a reason because they probably got a bit of backlash, especially because they didn't like really pick up like superstars bar Pred, you know what I'm saying? So maybe they were just reaffirming that, like, listen, we're trying to get some wins this year, you know? We're trying.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for.
Yep.
Anyway, back to the tier list.
Back to the tier list. Okay, so FaZe are easy enough. Let's actually... So I'm going to keep Falcons in the Falcons tier. Whether anyone joins them is a question, but I think they're still the team that you'd like to play out of anyone right now. If you got to choose your next game, you're probably playing them. Gentlemates, they played one game. They brought in Fellow, they brought in Johnny. They looked a bit better, but it wasn't enough in the end. So let's have a look at that match they played again real quick. So yeah, they played Ravens. It was a 3-1. They won the Hassie control. They could have easily won the Protocol Hardpoint game 1. Johnny had a world star series. I mean, obviously you got some experience of him, Donny.
Yeah.
You know, he's a talented kid. It was good to see him show out. I think this team's going to be better than their previous iteration. I mean, it's tough to be worse, but maybe not good enough. But it's first series back, I guess.
Yeah, I think this, because I think last week we looked at their schedule. Their next couple matches, I'm pretty sure, is going to be rough.
We'll have a look.
But I'm pretty sure we thought Ravens was like the one they needed, like start off on the right foot.
Oh yeah, it's cooked. They play Surge, Boston, Thieves, Ultra.
Yeah, so not the easiest matches, not the most difficult, but
It's pretty tough.
I
But
feel
yeah.
like
the only one you're missing out is FaZe.
yeah.
They play
they're-
FaZe next stage, so
I mean, Johnny's good. Johnny's problem was just doing it on land, and if he can do it on land, Johnny's like, he gets kills, bro. Like he drops bombs, bro, and he's gross at S&D. So Johnny can just perform when it matters, and Johnny should definitely always be in the league. I like the rest of the roster too. It just sucks because, like I said, the schedule and the situation that they're in, like there's no time for them to like take their time and get better and grind it out. You know, like they kind of need to just click right away, and they might be fucked a little bit, but I think they could be in C. But like looking at the schedule, they might be with Falcons. So that's how I rate them.
yeah. No, I do hear that. I think they're better. I think they're going to be better than Falcons. I don't know. I don't want to feel too much of a Falcons hater, but like that team is just so confusing. Like it's so weird. At least I have some faith in Gentlemates to play a bit better. So I'm kind of going to lean this way for now. Let's
I
leave.
don't know.
Should we?
I don't bloody know.
Should we just leave it there and come back if we want to change things? Because next up, I got Ravens on my list here.
How does Trey feel?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't
actually?
know, man. The both teams just aren't great, are they?
Yeah, that's why I put them with Falcons, because they're both like, eh. I mean, LAG would definitely beat Falcons in a series.
Yeah.
I would like to think that, at least.
Yeah.
But like Falcons, I mean,
Do I see it? Right, this is the way I see it. Do I see LAG beating Falcons? Yeah. Do I see LAG beating anyone else? Absolutely fucking no.
Yeah. That's why I would put them in with the Falcons. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is premium hating, but like, I just don't think that team's great.
All right, let's leave them there. I like it. Okay, Ravens. They looked, to be honest, did they look better than I expected? I mean, they could have taken FaZe to 5. They weren't abysmal. I was kind of a little bit worried that they would just looked completely dead after the Vivid thing. But it's like the same problem still applies to that team. That Vivid just isn't really he's just not really the flex player that makes sense for them. So this is a bit confusing. If they'd have got Kenny in, you gotta think it would have been kind of nice. But
Yo,
it
with
didn't
the
happen.
way Kenny played this weekend, and I'm not saying he dropped the 1.3, but he was looking fucking good. Like, especially against,
I mean,
like,
did
he was
drop
making,
1.3
like, good
to be
plays.
fair, but yeah.
No, I'm saying, like, in both series. I'm not saying he was, like, frying in both series, but, like, even his first game against OpTic, there's definitely some nerves going in there. It's his old team, straight after as well. It wasn't, like, a month and a half where he could practice, whatever like that. It was just straight in there, raw dog. Like, and he played fucking good, and he made the team look way better. If I'm Ravens, I'm fuming that they didn't pay for his buyout. I'm actually fuming.
And bro, like, I know Austin so well. Like, I haven't even been talking to him, but like, go look at his like webcam, like in their matches. I'm really going straight off his body language. Look at his webcam and like his body language in his matches recently, and like compared to before, like when he was on phase. Like, he's going back to that mode where I could tell he's fucking losing it, bro. Like, this is I don't know, no intel. I'm just literally watching the matches, and I'm like, bro, I've known this guy for 10 years. I can see this guy raging after they win maps. I see him raging when, like, they lose map. You could just see it, bro. Like, I'm like, nah, he is fucking checked. He is starting to get checked. And Austin is one of, like, the great competitors in COD. He can play while he's checked. He's still gonna go out and do his best and try to win, but he's fucking losing it. You can literally just see it. Go look at every fucking past like couple series that he's playing. He's tweaking. So I just feel like when he starts looking like this in the webcam, like a change is like inevitable. Like we said last show, you might as well do it, especially if we're gonna start like showing it. You know, like now we're not even low key at this point. Like, we're showing this shit like out in the open. Like, I'm checked. We're doing bullshit. We don't know how to play. And then Austin is so extreme too. He's such an extreme person that like some people can't handle like the way he talks. Like, he's probably saying like, we don't know how to play. We don't know what the fuck we're doing on this map. Like shit like that. Like, you might as well go ahead and try to do something. Like, I don't know who they can get anymore. They clearly missed on Ken. But
Dylan Rex, baby.
Dylan Rex is good. Oh yeah, Spart. Spart was my pick.
Yeah, Spart was your pick.
Yeah,
you mentioned Spart.
Spart and Dylan Rex. Try both of them. Try Spart. Try Dylan Rex. Try fucking. Try Capsidal. Fuck it. Let Gwen just use a fucking AR. Maybe he'll fry on land with the AR. Nah, I'm trolling. Gwen's on my fantasy team. Gwen's on my fantasy team. I just fucking.
The funny thing is, they tried that.
They tried that.
Yeah, didn't seem to work.
They tried that and
but they
probably
tried it for
went,
one
"Hey,
day
like,
though.
we
So
might
like,
be
you never
sure."
know. You never know.
But
Yeah, that 1 day's all you need sometimes, Rab. Just to realize that shit ain't gonna work.
I hear you. So I've put him in the B tier. I don't know if that's like. It's tough to say how good they are right now because they still underlying. They could still be good, but I think they could lose to a lot of teams right now. Ravens. I'm not confident picking them against anyone, to be honest.
I feel like they're B sliding down to C. Like, if they don't do the change that they want, they're gonna slide.
Yeah, I mean, for example, Boston. Like, where did Boston live? Because I mean, you kind of know my thoughts on Boston, Trey. I kind of like them.
Yeah, you would have them in. You would have them in A.
I wouldn't have them in A. I wouldn't have them in A. That's a bit much. But
the way you talk about, I mean, you make out like they've won an event or something like that.
Bro, they just 3-0 Toronto Ultra. That's my top 3 team. These guys are goated.
No, I like the Boston roster. They just don't do it.
They're just B, bro. They're just like, I think they're just B in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Boston are B.
They're just B.
They're just like, okay, my opinion on Boston is like they are the gatekeep team. Like, they are the teams that are worse than them. They will beat. Like, they're kind of 7th, 6th. I don't know, somewhere in that kind of ballpark.
I think Boston going into the major are going to be better than Ravens, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would also vote for this. I would vote for this.
I kind of think they already are, but that might be a take.
I would pick Boston over Ravens in a series tomorrow, but people already know that.
I would too.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, they beat Ravens before.
I feel like Ravens are sliding, bro. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Ravens are sliding.
Just
as soon as someone says we need to make a change and you don't make a change, you're on the slide. You're going down.
All right, Miami. This is actually kind of interesting because they're in the mix at the bottom of this. They've made a change though. Super's come in. Super played one series. He dropped like a 1.4, 1.35. That might be something. I mean, the team's got talent, man. But you look at their schedule. They play OpTic phase. I mean, I don't really want to base it off schedule too much, but you've got to consider a little bit about that in terms of how good they are. They brought in Super. They got a lot of talent still, but I doubt them on LAN. And online, they play tough games.
They went game 5 versus Falcons.
Yeah, that was bad, to be fair.
And I'm not saying Falcons are god awful now. Like they've obviously
Yeah.
got some talent on it. They got
But they had to Neslo Falcons, bro.
You had to Neslo Falcons. Like
They're roasting their win.
you got top 12 last major. You're going into this one. You got a tough group. You're probably going to go 1-4 respectfully.
I'm still taking them over. I'm taking them over Gentlemates. I think I'm
say
putting
top
them
of
C.
C. Yep.
Yeah, I'm down top of C.
I think I'm putting them there. Yeah. All right, Cloud9 is a real interesting one. If Ace was here, whoa.
Where would he put them? Where would he put them?
He would.
He would put me. He wouldn't even have it. He wouldn't put him on the chart. He'd put him on a pedestal.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ace would have a hard time defending this shit that we just saw last weekend. Okay, they played one series, but it was against an OpTic that did not play the best CoD. I know that OpTic played real well that series. They deserve their credit, but it's not like they came out and they destroyed RØKKR and played perfect CoD. Like it was a bit of a shaky one. And then Cloud9 came out and they got slammed by that. It's kind of weird, right? Because before this match this weekend, I would have honestly said Cloud9 making champs looks like a good chance. Now it's not looking so likely at all.
Before that match they played against OpTic, I'd have had Cloud9 in A tier, like with the way they've been playing recently.
Yeah, they were legit looking real good. So I guess we can't drop them down too far. But then if we're taking this as fact, I mean, we have the intel that cap and attach is a bit of a thing going on there. You know, it's like, are they going to play that good CoD? They've got difficult matches coming up. Don't know.
Listen,
they can't
I'm
be A
scared for
tier.
this
They're
team.
B. I think
I'm
C's
scared for
a
this
bit
team.
harsh.
C9 is behind Miami, bro.
You think?
Am I tweaking? Am I tweaking for that?
I mean, they play once. I mean, I feel like you could argue it for sure.
They were on a run. They lose that. They come out now. Obviously, we know what we know about them.
Can't be that bad,
trialing out
surely.
different players. I don't think they're worse than Miami.
I think putting them in the C tier is fair, though.
I think they're in C for sure. If they don't make a roster change, they're going to be bottom 4. And
I think we're also like,
there.
we're making some predictions here. And like, to be fair, these 4 teams that we've just put in the bottom 4, they are the 4 teams that we don't have making champs. So we're pretty much, we are on the ball here. And we're also making a prediction for like what's going to happen going into the major.
Yeah, bear in mind this isn't
So,
where
like,
we think they are now. This is where we think they're going into the major, and we're basing it on what we know as well. Don is, Capsidal tried out, so that's obviously going to put some pressure on the players. Ravens, for example, they were my A tier team last major, but now they're going B tier because they didn't make the change they should have made. This is predictions going into the major, and I think C9 they ain't going to do that well this split, and I think going into the major, I feel like this tier list is actually going to be really, really good. But I don't think they're behind Miami, Joe. I don't think.
No, I think we can put them. Yeah, I think we can put them both there. Ravens. People saying Ravens are C. I don't know about that quite yet. Anyway,
I would have Ravens beating C9.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So where do we put RØKKR in all this? Because RØKKR just beat Boston, so we're thinking maybe top of B.
Yep.
I'm thinking probably about. What do you think?
I'd
Trey?
probably put them
Behind
in between Boston and Ravens, just purely because Boston did go to that event and do pretty well.
I mean, they won one series, but yeah.
Well, they beat LA Thieves.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they didn't do
typical. That's typical.
They didn't do crazy well, but that's typical. It's not like they didn't get second or whatever. Do I think they're going to go into the event and fry? RØKKR for me is going to be the dark horse team this major. If they're going to do anything, it's going to be this major where they beat a few top teams or or make a deep run from a loser brackets perspective. So,
Boston
in my
play
opinion,
Gentlemates, New York, and Falcons the next 3 games. So
In my opinion, this RØKKR team is the most exciting team to watch in the CDL right now. That's just me. Like in terms of dark horse potential, I think LATs are the best team to watch in terms of teamwork, especially on the online aspect. We saw it when they went 7-0, and FaZe are the best team to watch at LAN because obviously they're just the best team at LAN right now. But I think RØKKR are the most entertaining with the storylines, the players they have, and obviously Kenny boosting that team.
I think we've got this basically bang on. Like, the funny thing is, as much as I guess Boston, I think I would swap the two. I think I'd have RØKKR above them. But I think they're in the right spot. Like, I think they are the, 6th and 7th best teams in some, like, right now, in some order.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I guess Boston, I probably would have it the other way, but I think you could argue both. I know what you think, Don. We could ask the chat on it.
I like it. I like the way the list looks.
I'm
Because
down for
RØKKR,
that.
the LAT on LAN, like that's a good win. Like we gotta prioritize the LAN win, honestly. And Boston didn't look bad versus. The series was Fugazi, I guess, but it didn't look bad versus Ultra. So I would say Boston top would be.
And they did go game 5 versus RØKKR. It's not like RØKKR slammed them.
Yeah, it was game 5, round 11. Insane series. So, yeah, I agree. I think you can go either way on it. All right. So, Surge, I think, are clearly A tier. It kind of depends, like, where we put the other teams. We might even need an additional tier here, to be fair.
Well, so someone put in the chat earlier, please don't do what Flank done and give LAT
But did they put them in S tier? Because I looked up their one.
But
they are 100% S tier, bro.
LA Thieves are S tier. I don't know.
I think this is what the Flank did before the stage. So they apparently put them in A. Okay,
apparently they've done another tier list.
Okay, they did a more recent one. To me, LA Thieves are 100% in S tier, like in my opinion.
Yeah.
They are like they are the best team, bro. Like they actually are the best team. They just didn't do it at LAN. They lost game. If they won that round 11 against FaZe at Major 1, people would be saying very different things right now.
I'm okay, but this is my thing. All right, it doesn't matter how close it was, they didn't do it.
I know.
They are S tier, but you cannot say they're the best team in the game.
They play the best CoD. They're not the best team.
They play the best CoD online right now.
Sure.
They play the best CoD online. I will give them that. That 7-0 was the cleanest 7-0 I think I've seen in the whole history of CDL.
Yeah, it was insane, right? Insane.
They have the highest ceiling. That's what Rab was trying to say. They have the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
But they also, it's not even they have the high ceiling, like, because that was my prediction before the season started. Like they've shown it. They've just not shown it enough when it mattered, which is fine. Which means they're behind FaZe. I'm not trying to say they're better than FaZe right now. Like if you had to, I would want to see them prove it, but my opinion is that they will do it. So I think
we've got Dave Ramsey again. He says my wife's boyfriend says all that matters is how you finish.
He gives good advice. Advice, Dave. You better listen to him.
I hope your wife boyfriend is doing great on this fine Monday.
Hopefully he comes to the chat at some point. I think he came in the chat before actually.
Yeah, I think he said my girlfriend's wife or something. My girlfriend's husband.
So yeah, to me, Thieves should be up there with FaZe. I think like they should be toe to toe with them. What happened at Major 2, I think was a bit of a fluke. That's just my feeling. But we'll see. Might get proved wrong.
Nitai just said something pretty good. Highest ceiling, very solid floor. Like about LA Thieves.
Yeah. I mean, FaZe are also like FaZe have the highest floor.
Yeah.
But I think
listen, going into the last 2 teams, they're both A tier for me.
I agree.
I think Ultra go second there and OpTic go third.
Yeah, so what do we think about behind you're thinking Toronto behind Surge right now, which I think is justified. I mean, we saw it at the major.
That's how I would have this major too. Like Don said, the best I can really see OpTic doing is, as I'm pretty sure he said, top 4. I think that's like a very good place for them to be in terms of this team, especially for their first major. Yeah. Do I see him beating an LA Thieves and Atlanta FaZe on LAN? Or a Seattle Surge, maybe, should I say that? No. But I feel like this is the perfect spot for him. I actually feel like we cooked with this list. I'm not going to lie.
I actually think we cooked. I actually do think we cooked. I like it. There's enough balance here between a little hot take, but also a fair prediction. And yeah, people are going to debate the LA Thieves S tier thing because obviously they came top 4 at the LAN, but it's not like they weren't there on Sunday. It's not like they bombed out top 8, top 12. Like they still won 3 series to make it to the Sunday, and then they lost to a Toronto team that were on fire. So, you know, it happens. They're still playing untouchable cards. I mean, they literally just 3-0'd Surge like it was nothing yesterday. So, like, if Surge is still up there, which I think they are, then Thieves have to be A+ or S. So it depends your perspective.
That's an interesting take as well from Anaf. He said, I think OpTic have the ability to beat FaZe and the others, but not LA Thieves. Pure matchup cheats.
Possible.
Which I can agree with.
I kind of like that take.
The matchups between my team in World War II, it was between me, TK, like my team, TK and Rise. We couldn't beat Rise, but they couldn't beat TK, but we could beat TK. It was it was pure matchup, like cheese in that aspect. It was so weird.
Yeah, I think this list is good. Only thing I might change is maybe Toronto is going to be better than Surge moving forward. I feel like, I don't know if I'm like delusional or not, but Trey, have you ever like gone through a honeymoon phase and then you try to get good? Like your team actually like focuses on trying to get good.
You try and get better.
You get worse.
Yeah, you try
and get worse. So like, cause like Surge, they pick up Nep, like they kind of just threw Nep in for Hixie, and then they just clicked and like everything went well. And then they get 4-0 swept in finals. Like, what do you do to go home and get better? You start like maybe nitpicking a couple situations, the little things that like you need to fix, and sometimes that might make your team worse. So like there's definitely a balance you gotta have, and
I think that's the thing with Surge. Like they can't really get any better. Like they played as good a CoD as they could play. You know, I think that's the point. Right?
I'm gonna say this, Don. I would love to know how their talk went after getting 4-0'd, because you got to remember they beat FaZe twice before going into the major.
Got reverse swept by him. Was it reverse sweep or it was game 5 anyway?
Game 5, they lost game 5 to
round 11,
and then they go in. So they obviously are a fucking top class team, and they go into the finals and get swept. The worst thing they could do in that situation is go back and overanalyze what went wrong. Sometimes you show up to a series, Don, you just get fucking slapped. That's the way it is.
Right.
There's nothing you could have done better. The other team would have shooting better. I would hate for this team to go back and nitpick, like you said, certain situations, especially from that final, and then they overanalyze how they play in the maps, and they get worse from there.
Yeah, so it's like, what do? You just go home and just believe in what you've been doing and just kind of just...
I think that's what I would do, especially with that 4 set of players.
All right.
I feel like getting 4-0'd in the finals like that isn't like something you come back from and just be like, I feel like you just got to chalk up to the game at that point and be like, all right, listen, don't focus on it. Don't overanalyze, play our game, because the worst thing you can do as a team like this, that's in such a free flow, especially Neptune, for example, is to
right.
He is just a free flowing guy and he should be able to do whatever he wants. The worst thing you could do to a player like that is nitpick and be like, right, you don't do this, don't do that. And then he turns into a robot and then your team's chalked because he's like the guy that, elevates the map.
I agree. I was just, throwing that out there.
Nah, for sure. I do agree with you.
The thing is, they've beaten Toronto twice in a row. They beat him at the minor, they beat him at the major. They lost to them in the major 2 qualifiers in a game 5. So I think you could probably argue it both ways. I think I would probably give it to Surge for now in this list. I think the other point that people are saying in the chat is, some people are saying that OpTic shouldn't be A. What do we think about that? Because I don't think we're overrating them. Like, we've got them 5th.
No,
I don't think we're overrating them here.
OpTic will beat a Boston. They've just beat a RØKKR. They'll beat a Ravens. They'll beat everyone under them.
They just smoke Cloud9.
And they just smoke Cloud9. I don't like this list we have is actually perfect.
Yeah, I think this list is perfect. Maybe put OpTic at the top of B if they don't want them in A. Like,
I don't care what the chat say. I'm hating. It's more aesthetically pleasing like this.
To be fair, the thing is, do we see OpTic beating Toronto and Surge?
Not right now.
I think it'd be a
But
game
they
5, but
They could.
Do we see them
Probably
beating a
lose.
Boston RØKKR and Ravens
Yes.
consistently?
Yes.
yeah,
I
do.
see them beating them consistently. I don't see them beating Toronto and Surge consistently, but they'll definitely go to a game 5.
Yeah, people are going to say that OpTic plays top 8, but that's not really what we're doing here. Like, we're not ranking the season so far. We're trying to say, okay, how good is this team going to be at the end of April? So, and this is what we think, which is why we've got Cloud9 lower than they could be justified to be, and why we've got OpTic higher than some people would have them. But I don't think like we're OpTic glazing. Like, they've played pretty good CoD. Shotzi and Huke are on fire. Huke looks once again one of like the best players in the game. Dashy's Dashy. Skies is getting there. You know, they're a solid team. They look to me like they've got more talent than a team like Boston, but they also have the teamwork is kind of there again. So that's good enough to be top 4, top 5. It should be anyway.
Yeah, it's we're not glazing them. We're literally saying
Not putting
we
us
literally
here,
said
They
Bro,
want us to
literally-
glaze them. They want us to glaze them. Listen, they got
Oh, yeah.
Shotzi on their team. We're throwing them in A. That's what they want, bro. Shotzi on their team. Dashy, they're in A, bro. Hook the fucking nuke. He's in A, bro.
Oh god. I like this logic.
listen. There's nothing we can do about it. This is just how it is.
how it is,
You get this is pure honesty over here. That's why we're the GHC, the generational hater club. If you're shit, we're gonna say you're shit. If we don't think you're not gonna win, we're gonna say you ain't gonna win. That's just how it is. And if you do win, guess what? We look like morons.
Hell yeah. Then you can hate on us. That's fine. That's part of the
Exactly.
game. That is
Game's a
part of the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. Great little show today. Probably been going like 2.5 hours. We've been cooking as always. It was great to have you on board, Don, yet again. We covered a lot of ground. We had some big games. We will be back on Friday with a little pre-show for what's going to be another great week of games upcoming. Then we've got the major in a couple of weeks. Chat, thanks for joining us. If you enjoy, drop a like. If you hated us, drop a dislike. We appreciate it either way. A little 5-star review or 1-star review on the Spotify goes a long way to supporting the Generational Hater Club. Shout out all the members as well. We appreciate every single one of you, the donations to the stream. Thanks, Don, hopping on. Your final thoughts before we close out the day.
Looking forward to these next set of matches. Appreciate you guys for having me on, and it was a good show, man. I had a good time. Nice little chill. It was more chill this one, but it was still really good. You know what I'm saying? It was a vibe.
We let you on your phone this time. You know.
Yeah, I was on my phone a little more this time. Yeah.
We let you on your phone. We told you can chill out. Hey, listen, we appreciate everyone coming in here. We had a highs of like 1.4K viewers, which is insane. We appreciate the love and support. We appreciate the support you guys have been showing Don too. I know a lot of people are showing him love on Twitter and especially on here. He's a staple. He's solidified. He works well with me and Rab, and it's a pleasure having him on too. So he's definitely coming back. And if he wants to hop on the Friday pre-shows as well, that'd be a pleasure to get his takes as well. But we don't know how busy, because he's a busy man. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're trying to reach 100,000 by the end of the year. It's a push, but if you guys keep showing love, we can definitely do it. And we're back Friday to talk more COD.
I don't think I could have done it any better than that. Thanks, Trey. Thanks, Prize, for supporting the show. We'll see you next time.